Hello everyone. Hello nerd friends. How are you doing? It is Friday night. It is debate night. Welcome to debate night. The last debate night did very well, I must say, in later views. So I was like, yes, this works. This format is great. So I wanted to do one. And as promised last time, I have added a lot more topics this time, including one very special one, which some people might be interested in. So, yeah, hello. How is everyone doing? How is everyone feeling? It is exciting. I am very excited for today to see what happens in the arena of ideas on this tiny ass channel. Hello. I can already see people have joined here. So let me just quickly explain how this goes. How the debate goes. So, first, there is a join link there. I have pinned it on the channel, on the chat as well, and it is in the description as well. So you can join it, which will take you to this random server I have created just for this purpose. Where you can already see people waiting, you can send a request, and you can come and debate with me. I will take one person at a time. One person, and you get 10 minutes first. And if it gets interesting, I'll give you more time. Don't worry about that. Don't keep a watch on the clock or anything. Let me worry about that. So today's topics. Okay, so the way it works is that these are statements that I have given, which I agree with. And if you disagree with any of them, you can come in and you can disagree with me. Okay. So first is India is becoming a dictatorship. I do believe it is. Electoral bonds is a giant scam. Yes. Being apolitical is harmful. So third one is essentially we had these three topics last time. So I'm repeating those. So in case anybody wants to argue with me on these also, please be my guest. Okay. I have released a video, friends, today. You can just check it out. We have started a new series. We have as a community started a series called Entire Political Science. I remember I took that poll. It was either going to be entire political science or bunch of thoughts. So we went with entire political science. And it is. The first video is called the apolitical conspiracy. So the debate that we had that time has resulted in this video. So that is one of the reasons why I'm very excited about these debate nights now, because it does give me a lot of ideas for future content that I want to create, and all the opinions that come towards me. I'm reading almost all of the comments as well. So yeah, so that's why. Anyway, the new topics that have been added. Universal basic income can work. Again, one of the requested topics. Reservations are good, but we need reform. The sixth is 2024 elections are not free and fair. The seventh one is TV news media is dying. Favorite. Eighth, another requested one. Coalition government is ideal for India. I mean, just generally, but also for India specifically. And the ninth one I've just added for a bit of lulls right now. If you don't ma. Unusual join activity detected. अरे नहीं रे, unusual नहीं है रे ये Discord. It is very usual. बंद मत करना सर्वर ऐसे randomly. कचरा हो जाएगा मेरे stream का. Anyway, so the ninth one is personal criticism. Now here's the thing, there are a few people who are like, अरे ये topic के बाहर भी तुमको criticize करना है. Feedback तो नहीं, but like, I mean, you know what I mean, right? So that's for you. That one is for you. You can come, you can talk to me, you can disagree with me, you can ask me, like criticize me for whatever I have done, doing, whatever you want, right? The only condition I have, and that one is that you are going to keep your camera on and you're going to introduce yourself by your real name. That is the condition for the ninth one. फिर आके तुम कितना भी गाली मारो, कितना भी कुछ क्या बोलना है बोलो, I am okay with it. But the condition for that one is you have to keep your camera on, right? And you have to introduce yourself. Because this is my face. Yeah. You can see me, you know my name, you know all of this that I do. Yeah. I don't know jack about you. So offer me the same courtesy for the 9th one. The rest of it, you can keep your video off. You can just anonymous. It's fine, right? 9th one is special. Okay. So yeah, so that is the agenda for today, friends. And let me just quickly go through the chat. Oh, ये क्या किया मैंने? Sorry. Vanshika, thank you so much for your support. Meera, also thank you for your support. Meera Sajgopal happens to be my grandmother, like a cousin grandmother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Meera, for supporting. Great start to the new series. Fabulous work. Thank you so much, Kumar. Thank you. Debate night, maza aayega. I'm also excited, friend. Ritvik. Fucking. Almost said it. Almost said it. No demonetization. BJP ad doesn't go even after blocking them multiple times. Premium ले लो हमको भी support मिलता है. Guys, by the way, YouTube Premium, I have to tell you this. So even if like the video gets demonetized, YouTube shares a premium revenue with the creators also. And that is sometimes more than the ad revenue. So if you are a YouTube Premium person, it not only helps you, it also helps your creators. So yeah, and also gets rid of the ads. So hello, people in the future, of course. Hello, people in the future. I know a lot of people from last time I did the debate, they were the people in the future. I mean, a lot of people watched it. So I'm pretty sure this one will be watched as well. So, hello. We already have 5 people who want to disagree. So, yeah, this is interesting. I'm going to take a few in a bit. I'm going to let it build up a little bit, guys, because I have one little thing I wanted to start with, and it is a very important thing. We must talk about it. This is far more important than anything I have encountered recently. Yeah. So, guys, there has been a glitch in the matrix again. And this is in all seriousness, okay? So, as you know, Amitabh Bachchan, he tweets with numbers, right? And then sometimes he misses the count or he observes a glitch, right? I've always believed this. And today he has confirmed it also. He says correction post after 4989, it should be 4990. Please make corrections in the rendering. Guys, is this not important? Please, chat. If you think this is important, please say hi, because I want to add a debate topic about this also. One debate topic which I have been saving based on chat response will be based on this. Guys, please, if you don't know what Amitabh Bachchan does, he does this, okay? So he numbers his tweets. See, 4991, 4991I image. Now he started doing image also apparently. 4990, 4990 correction post. See what I mean? See what I mean? IPL dekh liya, ab nidra was 4989, and after 4989 it should be 4990. This is insane, guys. This is very important. Very important. Some highs. Yes. So I wanted to add a topic based on this. I'm going to add it right now, which is we are living in a simulation. Come at me, bro. Come at me. I have proof now. I have proof. Okay. You don't get it. What is wrong with you guys? We are living in a simulation. Man knows that there has been a glitch in the simulation in the rendering, so he missed out on the numbers. That man has insight into this simulation. We can't see it, but he does. Okay. समझ में नहीं है. थोड़ा हाई लेवल ह्यूमर हो गया क्या ये? Seriously? इतना मतलब, guys, nerds, I expected better. Sorry, nerds. I do expect better from you. I call you nerds. Can I shame you a little bit for this? Can I shame you a little bit for this? ऐसे नहीं होता रे. Like, ऐसे nerd बोल के, like, you just high level ही humor होगा यहाँ पे. Like, very, very high level. Sorry. Really appreciate the entire political science episode. However, I have some apprehensions because it sounds eerily similar to what a communist is fed. Oh, harmonics. Interesting. I know. It does. I'm going to leave it at that. Fun. It will leave you wanting for a response. Okay, so we have a few people. Let us start our debate night. Debate night. Okay, I am going to go random, guys. There are some familiar names, so I'm going to give priority to new names right now. And then I will come to familiar names. I think IS is new. Let's talk to them. Hello, IS. Are you there? IS? I invited you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Good. Depending on the time. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Thanks. So thanks for having me.
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah.
Last time I was just listening. This time, some people might more listen. So the thing that if we just go to the topic that I would like to debate.
Yeah. Go on. Which one is it?
Actually, the first one, India is becoming a dictatorship.
All right. Fair enough.
So so one thing actually, I mean, what stops you from calling it a dictatorship? I mean, I'm just interested.
Yeah, I know. So
I mean,
essentially,
if you want, I will just put maybe one more line. Sorry, I'll just put one more line to elaborate what I mean by that. Is that for me is that dictatorship is a spectrum. That
Yes.
is nothing new. But for me, what I mean by the spectrum in this case is that for different countries, the spectrums, like the evolution of this 10 will not be universal.
correct. Correct.
To a person, what is red, tomato red, or to a, like, I don't know, sunset red will be very different. And I feel that's the reason I'm asking. What stops you from calling it a dictatorship?
So primarily two reasons. One is a general reason, right? So I absolutely agree when you said that it's a spectrum. Right, it's not like abhi dictatorship or kal nahi tha, so like, it's just like on or off switch. That's not how it works. I know, I agree. It's like a volume dial, right? Where the loudest volume is the full dictatorship. My thing is that's why I wrote the statement. India is becoming a dictatorship. We are moving towards it. I feel like when full dictatorship for me, honestly, would be the Indira Gandhi emergency era or whatever I've read on it, right? Emergency was when, elections were suspended, opposition leaders were put in jail, there were intense press crampdowns happening during that time. Whatever you want to call it, that was, I feel like, peak dictatorship in India for those few years that we had seen it. That's based on my reading. It can vary, right? Then the other reason is, if I compare it to that, currently we do have parties functioning. There are opposition parties who are out there, who are allowed to speak, etc. There are instances now of, let's say, Arvind Kejriwal and Hemant Soren being put in jail, right? So we are again,
Mm-hmm.
even there it's a spectrum. Not all of them are in jail. Some of them have started going to jail, right? There are
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
immense difficulties being put in front of the opposition in the form of CBI, ED, all these raids
Sure.
and all the things. So that is there. Plus there is control of media. Yes, correct. But
Mm-hmm.
also I would say that alternate media, which is internet, and people like me, people
Mm-hmm.
like other people, they still exist. Even though if our reach is being artificially killed, even if the government is coming after us for our monetization, whatever it is, still
Mm-hmm.
we do exist. We are still fighting. Okay, so I'm coming from that end, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it all makes sense, but actually, the one of the inherent thing actually that is, I mean, that is embedded into this argument is that the dictatorship is based on how much tolerance you have. It's like how much pain can you take?
That's a
There
good
is no
point.
limit to pain.
That's a very
So
good point.
basically, when you, I mean, this, I remember this also, this was a topic also last time, and depending on many people's discourse, all I get is that people's skin of modern India is getting a bit more like a rhino-like or hippopotamus, like whatever you call it.
Thick skin, yeah, yeah.
People, yeah, people are getting like thick skin. Like, I mean, it takes a lot to penetrate that. And this is very, very scary because what you were saying that, I mean, nothing to be like, I mean, argued against in the time of Indira Gandhi is what happened there. But one of the interesting thing is that that country was not much long after the independence. But now we are living in like almost this Azadi ka, I mean, blah, 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 whatever they talk about with this, I mean,
Amrit Mahotsav.
75 years
Yeah,
and all,
yeah,
mother
yeah.
of democracies and all, basically the G20, the premise of his mother of democracy. And this country, at this time of it's like in the future, after the independence and all, is discussing, are we heading towards dictatorship? And the benchmark is set behind 30, 40 years. And which was actually not based on somebody who was willfully doing it. This Indira Gandhi's emergency had quite a lot of like, I have heard one of the interview of Indira Gandhi. She was like eloquent speaker and all. But anyway,
Right.
people give marks to different leaders being how much good their oratory skill. To me, our modern day prime minister is just a
No, but
salesman
like,
that
okay, no,
sells.
no. I think you're wandering a little bit. Come back to the original point
Yes, I
which you
just
were
want to get
making.
back to that thing. Just
Tolerance
let
to
me finish the
pain.
point. What I wanted to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, but I mean, but one of the important thing actually, this Indira Gandhi's part that you wanted to refer to, I remember Indira Gandhi giving an interview in Thames TV. I think it was from London, and she talked about some of the questions, and I listened to that. This is because one of the part of this, I mean, none of us, I believe that lived through that time. But the thing is, what was the reasoning behind that? But to this person, you can't even get a press conference, and
No,
yet we are
agreed.
discussing: are we living in a dictatorship?
No, no, no. Agreed, IS. I absolutely understand where you're coming from, and that's why I wanted to focus on the point of tolerance to pain, right? So, for example, my spectrum might be very different, and it is completely based on my tolerance, my thick skin, as you call it, but also my privilege, right? I mean, like my privilege also comes into play here. That is where my perspective comes from, what I'm experiencing, what I'm seeing of the world, right? But I'm also acknowledging that it is my
Exactly.
privilege,
Yes. Yes.
right? And I
Exactly.
absolutely
Yes.
hear you, because if you think that we are already there, clearly, I mean, from your perspective, which might be a different perspective than mine based on where you are on the social structure or power ladder, you might
Mm-hmm.
feel so.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for example, like Muslims today, if I ask them, are we a dictatorship? They would
Yes.
say yes. They would say yes, right? You know, they would
Exactly.
absolutely say yes, right?
Yeah.
If you talk to someone in
And
Manipur right now, like freaking, they'll be like, yeah, there is
yeah,
a
I mean,
civil war happening right now in
Ladakh.
Ladakh.
What about Ladakh?
In Ladakh, yeah, exactly. So again, you know, time, privilege, and place is how I call it, right? For me, right
And
now,
and
go on.
and just to give one more point, actually, what you said, it actually it opens a whole lot of a door for this whole discussion because if you go back to the most studied time of the dictatorial regimes, that is the Nazi regime, some of the people were actually would not even call that a dictatorship. Some of them will say
Agreed.
like this is still like our
Agreed.
time of liberty, blah blah blah. Even the biggest example will be Joseph Goebbels, whose family killed themselves, even the little childrens of probably some months, some years old, because there was no future ahead of them. Do you believe that you can convince them they were living in a dictatorship? It's impossible.
No,
But if you
there is.
change the table,
I hear you. I hear you. My just one little
and just
thing
to
that
put one last thing, I
okay.
will say that
Okay.
to summarize that what I was trying to say in that whenever you are literally living in a dictatorship, majority, when the fundamental blocks to build a dictatorship will lead you to make people not believe they are not living in a dictatorship.
Correct. Correct.
That's
I
the reason
understand that.
asking a country that are you living in a dictatorship, which this premise of this question probably has already put them into such a chamber.
There
And
is
asking that
another.
question,
Listen, I
yeah,
can give you another parallel example. It can be a little
sure.
similar. Okay,
Hmm.
are we living through World War III? Right? I mean, think about it. Think about it, right? Like I was also thinking about this. That I was listening to like one of these philosophers talk about
Brilliant
this.
question.
I feel like Slavoj Žižek was talking about this, right? Where he was saying
Yes,
that
yes,
in World War II, right, it went on for like what 12, 13 years, right? During that
yes.
period, if you were living in the early periods of World War II, right, and someone asked you a question which is, "Are you living through World War II right now?" Right, and they have seen World War One, which was called the Great War, right? So they have an understanding of what a quote unquote World War looks like. So there is a reference there, right? So like 90%
Yes,
would people would say no. Like I mean, what are you talking about? There is no war around me right now, right? But there were
exactly.
countries doing war. So if you ask someone in Palestine today, are you living in war? Are we going through World War II? They would say yes. We are being bombed like literally every day. Kids are
Exactly.
dying, right?
Exactly.
So again
And
comes to the same point, perspective. Again, one more little thing I wanted to add in the end, not the end, but like just a
yeah,
point wanted to add. So when
sure,
I look
man.
at it from my perspective, I feel like again it's a privileged perspective. I want to repeat that again, but also at the same time I recognize that if maybe it's hard for me to accept personally, right? It's hard for me to accept this because it is a very harsh truth, right? I still want to see ways of dissent, right? At the day I feel like my roads are completely closed is probably when it personally like reaches me and affects me, is when I would classify it that way. Does that make sense? It is very selfish, I must say. It is extremely selfish of me to say this.
Yeah, but I mean, man, it's. I mean, we all live in our own life, right? We're all living our own life. So whatever
Agreed.
we feel, we can only talk about it.
Agreed.
And I
Agreed.
believe that you're completely justified by saying that you don't feel it as much, the heat of the situation. I mean, I don't live in India, but to be honest, I do talk to people about it and all. And I do see that. I mean, this situation, this is not the country that
It's
this
not.
NRIs, that
I
Jumanji
agree.
land of they are trying to go to. I mean, this is nonsense.
I
These
agree.
Americans and
See,
many of the people, they are living in nonsense.
yes,
But this
absolutely.
is, I call it, I mean, I sometimes mock them by saying that this Jumanji land that you want to, you, I mean, that exists in your head, why don't you go and visit it
No, absolutely.
once in a time?
Absolutely. Absolutely
I mean,
agree
let's
with
see
you.
it. I mean, you are so vehemently fighting people that this is not dictatorship,
No,
mother of
no, 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 no.
democracy, blah, blah,
I'm
blah.
not, again,
I
I'm
mean,
not saying it's, again, I'm not, you're again going to the on and off argument, right? Where you're saying either it is a dictatorship or it is not. You started by saying that it is a spectrum. We are in the far end of the spectrum. I feel like if the spectrum is 1 to 100, I feel like we are at 90, 95 somewhere.
and that is to be I mean, how much heat is outside the room is to be felt when you go outside the room, and that's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Try to speak about your opinions that might not be agreeing with some other people, and see it if it is a dictatorship or not. If
Look,
you play this, another thing that you talk, being apolitical is harmful. Many of the people are being apolitical. Look, I don't care about it. I only have opinion about if Virat Kohli is RCBs and all these things. And then obviously you will not feel dictatorship. These are the
so
things no dictator feels threatened about.
okay, let's do
And if
let's
these are
do
the your yardsticks,
no, no, no. Yes, I agree. Let's do one thing. Let's do like a maybe like a question answer thing, right? For example, so you
sure, man.
you said
I'm
that
sure.
we are a dictatorship, right? You're coming from that viewpoint.
Yeah.
I'm saying we are
I mean,
becoming a dictatorship, right? I say we are close. We are not there yet, right? Okay, so we are like, let's say, 5 micro points different from each other's arguments. Yeah. Both of us agree that the
yeah,
situation
more or
is
less.
shit. Yeah, both of us agree that institutions are
Yeah.
being destroyed. Both of us agree that rights are being crippled. Both of us see that dissent is being crippled as well, right? All of that, right?
Exactly. I mean, yes.
Y-
As long, I mean that was the thing. I'm saying
Yeah,
that your yardsticks of measurement should be something that should be questioning the dictator. If you believe
absolutely.
he is not, try it, check it.
He's
And
trying.
if you believe he is,
Listen, he's
check
trying
it.
to be. He's trying to be also like an authoritarian dictator, whoever you want to call it. Like there are all the signs, we can see it, right? But has that person succeeded? Is the question. You are saying that person has succeeded. I think that person has not
I
succeeded. I
I
feel like
feel
there is still hope to not let that person succeed, because it can get worse. I
just
just
one
don't
second.
want it to get worse.
Yeah,
So I am
yes.
coming from a
And I will just say like
I'm coming from
something
a
that you talked
perspective
about,
of
very
hope.
interesting. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hope and cholesterol all
All of that,
kills
yeah, mixed
us.
together. I understand. I understand. Yes. Hope and
But anyway, I will
cholesterol.
just say one thing actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I will just say that it's like the people. That's the thing I wanted to start actually going back to this round zero and how we started it all. This is something to be felt by the person that is either taking a stand against it or felt. I mean, against it or for against. I mean, whatever you support it or you don't support it. And I feel everybody, whoever has any opinion on this topic, the topic that you are trying to discuss, number one, and and I just urge them to take a stance against the government to test it, if he is a dictator or not. Try it,
So
try
I
it.
have, I
If you
do on a
have, let's
regular
say,
basis.
exactly, I'm just saying not to you. I'm saying as a general statement to anybody who
I
is
mean,
listening
you're talking
and
to
who will be
me.
maybe,
Listen, you're talking to me. So if you ask
yes,
me that same question, you're talking to someone who is, on a daily basis, I'm taking an anti-establishment. Like, I mean, literally, like we just referred to Adharniya Shri Sir, Supreme Leader, and we are talking about his
yeah, I mean,
authoritarian style of government on a live stream, right? I mean, we are doing that every day. So, and we are facing the heat also
yeah,
as a
and
community.
getting demonetized,
Yeah,
thankfully.
exactly. See, that's what I mean, right? I can see it getting there every day that I wake up and something happens. I'm like, okay, we're one step closer. Okay, another step closer. Okay, so my worst version of
Yeah.
where we can get is very different than yours, right? You think it is currently the worst version. I think it can get absolutely worse than this. I'm just saying, let's not let that happen. See,
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, in that situation, I don't believe that there is a point discussing anything anymore. Just be silent and all. Like I do have some people from our lovely neighbors, red neighbors that are taking our lands, and yet they are not in our country. And always I get flabbergasted to find that if you have a discourse about their own country, the CCP and all these things, their eyes will get red as like their color of the flag because they don't have any culture of discourse. And that is the like the
correct,
stamp of
correct.
dictatorship. And the reason
Absolutely. And
and
that is what I'm
and
trying
the thing
to.
that you're saying that when we will have the absolute worst waiting for us, then we will not discuss anything anymore. We'll
Absolutely.
just be happy that
Absolutely
we
we
are
won't.
alive and
Correct. Absolutely. You're exactly right.
no more
Where
videos, no more problem with being
nothing,
demonetized because we will
nothing,
not make a video.
zero
We
things.
will be happiest all your life. You will be eating, sleeping, and all. No more videos, no more
Absolutely.
debates, no more
Absolutely.
trolling. I mean, beautiful life.
1984 level of. Yeah, I'm not saying 1984 is also like what I think is the worst, right? I mean, we have seen in reality we have seen worst also. So sorry, I asked just one last thing that I want you to answer.
Yeah, man.
Is so
Yeah.
if you have said that we are a dictatorship right now. Have you lost hope that it
Mm-hmm.
will change?
Look, I mean, this is one thing. I went to Ramakrishna Mission for my studies, and I'm a big believer of Buddha's teachings and all. So I do believe that the purpose of living is to have an aspiration to see your next generation and definitely your own life to have a meaning that you have a, like this, put it into simple words, that you will add more than you have taken from this planet Earth. And that can only be achieved through having a hope that you are doing something for the global good. And I do work in science, and I do believe that you can only work into such a abstract thing if you have a hope that you are doing something that will help somebody in the down somebody down the line. Like
Yeah.
like carrying the like this Newton's words, like giants shoulders or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but
Yeah.
anyway, I mean, like I think people should have hope otherwise, because I always say that even to some of my friends in Europe also, that look, the world is a big place. There will be always enough for your need, but not for your greed. So if you are not happy and blah blah blah, you will always have some place that you will have your happiness and all. The sunsets will be always the same, and the sunrise will always bring the beauty. So, as a country as big as India, I don't think that we should be losing hope. We will
That
always have a
sounds.
beautiful
See,
place of our land
yeah.
that we will enjoy. The things that the people, like if you think from the cosmological scale, these people that are destroying our life and surrounding people
I'm.
around them, I mean, like, I mean, these cancerous people will not be prevailing the earth, okay?
See,
A
here's
lot
the
of
thing.
dictators, a lot of great people have
Yes,
come and
yes.
gone.
I think like that is one thing we both agree on also, right? Which is basically there needs to be
Good to know,
hope.
man.
Yeah, yeah. We both
Yeah,
agree. Like
exactly.
even if
Exactly.
you think that we are still in a
Exactly.
dictatorship, and I think that we are becoming one. I feel both of us have hope. Just maybe different textures of it, but like we do,
Exactly.
right? Like we still believe.
Exactly.
But yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much,
man.
Is.
I mean,
I'm going to
sure, man.
take someone else now, if you don't mind. Yeah,
Yeah, sure, man.
it
Thanks,
was
thanks
very
for
nice
having me.
talking to you.
Have a lovely day.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Happy to hear, man. Bye.
Okay, friends. So, like, some people have asked where is the link. You can see the link pinned on the chat and in the description. Also, you can come in and you can talk to me here. There are some people waiting as well. So, you can disagree on all these points that are on your screen with me. 10 minutes rule. Yeah, and if it gets interesting, it extends. That's another given. So yeah. Also, thank you, Yoda, for the generous support, friend. Yes, thank you so much. Much appreciated. There is more super chat, I believe. Congratulations. Are we winning? Winning what? What are we winning? Did we set out to win something? Okay. भाई रिजल्ट का वेट करो. आकाश बैनर्जी, ध्रुव राठी, न्यूज लॉन्ड्री और तुम सबके सब रूगे रूगे सबके सब रूगे. लाइक थैंक यू तुम्हारे समथिंग. थैंक यू फॉर द सपोर्ट. मच अप्रिशिएटेड. The happy trader, thank you. And Shivani, thank you for the 3 months. And outsider, thank you for the 4 months. Very, very much appreciated. सो रिजल्ट की टाइम पे. सो गाइज कॉन्टेक्स्ट देना है. चैट तुमको कॉन्टेक्स्ट चाहिए इसका कि what this fellow is saying. So last time in 2019 what happened was that Kunal Kamra, Akash Banerjee and Dhruv Rathi were hosting this live stream thing, and they invited some panelists, etc. It was an all day thing, and literally like I think around 11 p.m. it became clear that BJP is getting another majority, and I was supposed to go around lunchtime, which is like 12:31 types, like lunchtime type. There was a 1 hour window where I was going to be on the panel and talking about the results, yada yada yada. You can still see it. I think the live stream will be somewhere. So when I went in, the atmosphere there was of rungi, as this person said, no, rungi. Everybody was rungi. Everybody was very sad. Everybody was sad that Modi ji is coming back. That was true. Why would I hide that? But then that's the thing, if you go to chat, there were like these people who are giving me money now to say we were rungi. They came to watch us rungi, right? So they were like, oh, look, people we dislike, people we don't agree with are rungi. They're sad, and we are going to laugh at their faces because they are sad. It's lovely. It's a lovely expression of human emotion, if I may say so, on both sides. So that was what was happening. So this person is saying that another live stream hoga. I haven't been invited to a live stream yet, but friend, what I can tell you is that I will be live here. So if I rungi, you will see me rungi on this live stream. So please come, right? And ऐसे ही super chat करते रहना, support करते रहना, right? To see me rungi, right? Thanks. Yes, you're also rungi right now. Yes, everybody's rungi, guys. बहुत महंगाई है, बहुत कुछ है, सब rungi हो रहे हैं. Let's take T444990, I guess. Yes. I'm.
Am I audible?
Hello. Hi.
Yes, I am the missing tweet from Amitabh Bachchan's Twitter feed, I guess.
Oh, yes, correct. You are the missing tweet from Amitabh Bachchan's thing. Oh, amazing. That's a very clever friend. Very clever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it as a good opportunity.
Yes, correct. So tell me, sir, what do you want to disagree about?
I want to disagree that being apolitical is dangerous. Not with the entire thing, because I do agree that some amount of political discourse is necessary. But so I want to disagree with the way you intend to intend to convey it in the recent video you put out.
Fair enough.
So you basically said you basically had 4 points, right? Look up, educate, activate, and recruit. With the first 2 points, I totally agree with you. In any kind of situation you are in, you really need to look up at the power structures, because otherwise you have got no idea what to do to get out of any kind of situation that you might be. Any tough situation you're in, you have no idea to get out of it. Educate, obviously, because otherwise you don't even understand what's going on. But I think after you have done that, and you have been able to, you have the necessary vocabulary and the abilities to hold a political discourse in a calm and collected manner. And I think you should be able to you should be able to cut out a corner for yourself in the society, where you can live peacefully. And I'm not saying that everybody should be doing it. There are people are free to activate and recruit. That is their prerogative. But I think it's not necessary for everyone to do it. As long as you are able to, because you say that it is a very selfish move to make, the recruitment and the activation part as well. So from that selfish point of view, I don't think it's necessary for everybody to do it.
Right. Understood. I hear you. So you're saying that, okay, so you look up, you educate, but the activation and the recruitment part, those are things that are optional.
Yes, in my opinion. Because
Fair
if you are peaceful,
Fair
if I
enough.
can, yeah.
But okay, hear me out. T499 missing tweet person. So tell me something. So like, if we are going through a situation like we are in today, right, which is like we are moving towards a dictatorship or an authoritarian rule, rights are being curbed, income inequality is going nuts, no good policies are coming up. There is like massive scams, electoral bond scams, etc. happening, independent agencies are being misused, all these things are happening. Now you are saying look up, educate, right? So you are someone who is aware that all of this is happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm woke, as they might say.
My problem is, when you see all of this is happening, you feel nothing. I mean, you should feel something. It's either hopelessness or anger or outrage, something. What do you feel then?
No, I feel a sense of hopelessness to begin with. And then I think, okay, what can I do to bring myself in a better position? So I am only thinking about myself. So for just,
Correct,
if I'm thinking just about myself,
but here's
I
the
don't need to
thing.
go through any activation.
No, agreed. So my again, so I think the later part of the video deals with that, right? Which is essentially
Yes,
you're saying that you're feeling hopeless, right? But you're also still
initially,
trying to
to
think
begin.
that what to do, right? But you
Yeah,
do have that feeling of hopelessness, right? My thing is
yes,
when you start activating is when you remove that feeling of hopelessness, right? My problem is to deal with that because I feel like apolitical and hopelessness are very interlinked. Why you identify as an apolitical person and why you feel hopeless, right? If you remove that hopelessness, then maybe you will start, making a little bit of waves around, right? Which are take actions which change something. But if you are hopeless and you refuse to be active, if you so for example you're saying that I believe you said this, that you want like a small piece of land cut out and you want to stay there and be peaceful. Is that something you're
yes,
saying? Yeah.
yes. My
Yeah,
end goal is just that.
yeah, like retire basically early. Yeah.
Not early. I'm just saying I need to have a comfortable enough life where I
So
don't have to constantly worry about my next move.
correct. So like,
Something
okay,
like that.
let's assume you are living in that situation, right? You are, right? So
Yeah.
let's say, and honestly, I have done this. I have actually had friends who have done this, and I have also like considered it and actually gone and scouted for places to see if क्या land का rate है, यही नहीं पता मुझे. So like I went to Uttarakhand and places to find out the land rates, right? It's freakishly
Yes.
expensive, but that's beside the point. Now, let's say you have managed to do this, you have managed to build a house there, you have managed to do all the things. Like it's a remote, nice location, must valley dikhta hai. What you will realize there is that there will be civic problems that you will have to deal with even there.
Yeah, yeah,
So it
definitely.
won't be so even if you educate about your current environment, you will want to do something about it. For example, garbage disposal is a big problem in the mountains, and also homeowners in the mountains, right? They have to literally, the garbage disposal systems have to be very delicately handled, right? So if let's say in that environment your garbage disposal system is garbage, like literally, then you would want to complain about it to someone who can fix it, right?
Ah,
So
complaining,
that
I think the complaining bit should be part of the discourse, right? It doesn't exactly mean
not
activity. I don't,
necessarily. No, not necessarily. See, when you say discourse, right, it comes from a different sort of perspective again, right? I'm not saying that activate yourself and like shout on social media all the time. That's not what I mean. I mean, activate yourself. If you want, you can clean up your immediate environment. You can get active in like an NGO, maybe, where you feel about a cause. Where, like, as I defined, there are different pits, right? If you want to get out of one particular pit and you're not able to find answers, maybe you might want to volunteer with an NGO, right? Maybe, just saying. You don't
yeah,
have to.
yeah.
You don't have to broadcast it to anyone, but it's important, right? And it will give you fulfillment. That's my only thing. It's a selfish deed.
Yes. So if I am doing that, then like the example you gave, going and participating in some sort of cleanup activity with the best NGO I have available next to me, that doesn't exactly need any recruitment after that, right? Because if I consider that as an activity, but on a very selfish level, because this kind of activity is on a very small scale level. I don't even have to activate anybody else around me. I'm
No, no, no.
activating just,
See, again, like, if you become a part of this, let's say a volunteer group, there are other volunteers also doing it with you, right? That is basically you recruiting people and them recruiting you.
that's, I mean, recruitment doesn't exactly have the same connotation as forming a community.
Again, when I say
And it is
recruitment,
a
did you
community of people
imagine?
trying to,
I hear you. I think, okay. This is actually very interesting. I was thinking of it in a different way, but maybe in my video it came out in a different way, which is very interesting for me. When I said, so okay, so according to you, what does recruitment mean? Let's start there, and then I'll tell you what it means.
The way I understand your video, at least, is after you've activated yourself, you would want some other people to join your movement, and then together you can do something.
So, okay.
I am saying that,
Yeah, go on. No, complete.
yes, I'm saying that you don't have to actively ask people to join your movement. You can do your own part, and then be hopeful that some other people will do their own part as well, because it's the community that we're trying to live in a small scale example that you were. So I would expect everybody to have the same kind of selfish motive to say, "Oh, I want my neighborhood to have good garbage collection." So we can do that. But I don't exactly have to activate somebody else. As, hey, maybe you should want to join. I don't have to do that kind of stuff.
So again, the thing is that when I said, okay, I see where you're coming from, right? And when I say I'm recruiting, let's say I'm saying I'm recruiting, right? What am I exactly doing, right? I mean, actively, am I going to person and saying, oh, join my channel, or like, oh, this is what we do, and this is what we intend to do. This is the goal. Like a goal being like for example, Dhruv Rathi has set a goal right now, which is for everyone, him and his community, right? Which is 100 what 10 crore, नहीं 100 crore लोगों तक पहुंचना है WhatsApp से, right?
हाँ.
Join my broadcast channel. So he has given a call to action, right? See, that's
Right.
the difference, because I have done this. I have done and I have given call to actions, and essentially, I feel like I am not that person right now. I nothing against Dhruv or anything. Everybody has their style of activating and recruiting, right?
Yeah.
What I'm trying
Yeah.
to say is that I'm recruiting you into an environment where we have calm debates like this, we discuss ideas like this, we form a community around it, and we do content which the community likes. That is what I mean by recruitment. And it has to do with politics, it has to do with society, it has to do with what is happening currently, and talking about it and discussing it, right? The second thing when I say recruit is essentially me giving you the vocabulary you need to maybe argue, talk to people, debate with other people, right? That I think is also a recruitment tool. So that is what I'm doing. It is no like specific goal that I have set, right? Like I used to be this person, but I'm not anymore. Like for example, I can right now declare that मुझे 2029 में election लड़ना है, right? If I declare that as a goal, then I'm recruiting for that goal. I don't have such a goal, right? I don't. I have not given a call to action. I'm just saying that this is what we can do. I'm putting it out there into the world.
Yeah, so I agree with you till there that yes, if your goal is simply to have a community of people who can discuss problems, and not just a community, but look, you don't even need to form a community, just give the entire nation a good vocabulary to work with. ठीक है. Till there, I am absolutely fine with your interpretation of the word recruitment.
Okay.
Because that's the entire goal, I guess. Because if people can at least talk about their problems,
Yes.
somebody will complain. Somebody will complain.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be you.
Precisely.
Somebody will. That's the
Precisely.
nature of a discourse,
No, precisely.
and
You know,
that I'm fine with it.
no, for example, right now, 4990, by essentially joining this debate and talking to me about this, I would say that you have already been activated. And you are like you
Yes.
have been recruited. In my definition, you have, because you are helping
Yeah,
me do my
yes,
thing,
yes.
right?
Yes, yes. In your definition, definitely, I have been recruited, I guess,
Yeah,
and I am completely fine with that kind of recruitment. Because,
absolutely.
yeah, that is great for everybody. It's not just about any kind of special propaganda. It can
No.
be about anything.
No,
You
no,
have a
no.
problem, discuss it.
Absolutely. You know, like again, there is no. See, here's the thing. Like, I know for a fact that I've given a statement here saying universal basic income can work. I'm pretty sure there will be someone who will disagree with this and come in and tell me why it doesn't work, right? So if I had to push an agenda, I would just do a video on it and essentially tell people that this
Yeah,
will work,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And why would I debate it? I
Yeah.
believe this, right? But I have put it
Exactly.
out to test, right? You know, like I put the idea out to test. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people have some better ideas.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the person who came in earlier who said India is a dictatorship. I'm saying it's becoming a dictatorship. So we have different points of view, but I feel like it was important to argue it out also.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It has to be. That's the entire. That's also my goal as well.
yeah.
ठीक है. I mean, I come from a point where even when I was 21, I did not. I actively made sure not to participate in politics, in political discussions, because that was, like you said, that was the advice given to me at the dinner table. Do not talk about these things. Not just at the dinner table. Dinner table, but ठीक है. Some people, my uncle might say something, my aunt might say something, my father might say something. ठीक है. But after you step out of the house, do not, because it's a dangerous place for people who dissent. So,
Yeah.
which is why I actively kept myself out of it. But now I am realizing that, okay, that's not going to help anybody. If I can't even talk about the problems I noticed in my immediate neighborhood, forget the entire country, I can see the problems in my own neighborhood. If I can't even talk about that, what's the point of living in this neighborhood?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, precisely that. Like the thing is, I believe that again, if there's a pattern to why I came to this conclusion. There's a lot of things I've been reading, working on. Like for example, I did a stream on totalitarianism and loneliness. Right? There is that angle as well, where I believe that when there are a lot of lonely people, lonely, hopeless people, they stop thinking, and then they start supporting an authoritarian regime. It's all interconnected, right? So
Oh, yeah.
then what do you do as a content creator, as a person on the internet who has a small community and a following? What do you do at this point of time, right? I have genuinely, in the last 2 months, I've been feeling extremely guilty of not being out on the streets and talking to people, right? But then I realized that, listen, I'm good at this, nobody else is doing this, right? There are some people who are good at
Yeah.
doing that, so maybe I can just maybe look at that, talk about them, amplify them. I'm an amplifier, so that is the job I'm doing. I think that realization is very important.
Yeah, that kind of, that is what I would call an activation, which I would be happy to do. Because if I see some problem that is not being addressed, and I know that I have the skills and tools required to address that problem, and I can do it without getting myself killed, I'll do it,
Yeah.
because that's the way I think.
Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Like if T44990 deleted tweet person, if for example, just being a part of this debate or just being a part of this stream or watching my content is giving you a little bit of hope, I feel like I've done my job and I've recruited you.
Yeah, you definitely have. I'm a long time subscriber and a viewer. So yes, you have.
Thank you
You
so
have
much.
inducted me into your discussion cult.
And honestly, like there is nothing more fulfilling for me than this, and that is why I continue to do this, again, for very selfish
Yeah, yeah.
reasons.
You have done a very good job, to be honest. You mean you were Vimo, and you were the first people who opened my eyes to the idea that, oh, there is a political system to be understood.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you know that there is something to be understood, you can't even think about educating, right? I
Basically,
now
you
know,
looked
okay,
up.
there are problems. Yes,
You looked
yes, I
up.
looked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like, see, that's
So,
the thing. Even if I do make some people look up, right? The first step. फिर educate, activate, recruitment करने में there will be years in
those
the
things will
middle.
follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those things I think will follow immediately.
Absolutely.
If somebody is smart enough to understand, okay, there are things to be worried about, they will start thinking, okay, why is this so bad? Why is the situation so bad? I think that is kind of automatic.
No, agreed.
But
Agreed.
yeah, yeah. So
Absolutely.
I don't have any other points of
Fair
disagreement.
enough. Thank you. Thank you for talking to me, friend. That was really nice.
Okay, most definitely. Have a good day.
Yeah. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Good night.
Okay, that was T4990 deleted tweet person. There was someone. Aritra is saying something. It's becoming a discussion instead of a debate. Aritra, do you know what a debate is? Okay, so like here's the thing, friend. The thing is that you have come to look at debates in general that happen on mainstream media as fighting matches and aggressive sort of matches, right? I feel like debate is two people who disagree with each other talking nicely and putting their points forward and arguing them, maybe accepting some of that point, some of this point, and until you come to like a middle ground, right? Where you are able to, like, for example, with the two callers that went away right now, have a good day. Yes, you have a good day as well. That's a good debate. Like, see, we said goodbye nicely. Not like screamy, shouty, मैं तेरे को मार दूंगा, तेरा ये कर दूंगा, वो कर दूंगा, and then just not talking to that person after that. That's a debate. So discussion and debate, discussions lead to a debate. Debate is when two ideas are clashing with each other and people are trying to come to a middle ground. That is what happens in our parliament, or is supposed to happen in our parliament, but doesn't. So that's why we don't have this concept of a calm, nice debate anymore. So I understand where you're coming from, Aritra. Just wanted to clarify. That's called discussion, Meghnad. See, Sohail, debate, discussion, debate. Debates. What happens in parliament? What happens in the parliament? Does a debate happen or a discussion happen, or does both happen? If there is like a let's say a law has been put forward. Right? There is a for and there is an against, right? So for will be treasury and against would be the opposition, right? And they're debating. What that means is they are arguing the for points, they are arguing the against points. But how is that debate happening? Through discussion. The discussion is happening, or ideally should happen. मारामारी नहीं करना है. Debate or change my mind kind of thing. I mean, sure, you can look at it that way. It's a format. I'm trying out a format. Okay, so debate can be anything. I'm asking people to disagree with me here. So yes, I am calling it a debate. New topic: debate versus discussion. Okay, let's take a new person. There are some new people here. Okay, let's try Egli, because I'm very amused by your name. And hello Egli, how are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I'm great. What about you?
I'm good. What are we disagreeing about, sir?
Okay. So I'd like to talk about reservation.
About reservations. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I talk in Hindi and English both?
Sure. Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah. तो रिजर्वेशंस में हमारा जैसे इंडियन रिजर्वेशन एसटी ओबीसी एंड शेड्यूल ट्राइब शेड्यूल कास्ट ओबीसी को मिलता है एज जनरल. ठीक है. तो मेन इसमें ये आता है कि जो एसटी ओबीसी निकल चुके हैं उस चीज से उनको नहीं मिलना चाहिए. और सिर्फ एसटी ओबीसी और कहते हैं इनको ही क्यों मिलना चाहिए. और कोई ग्रुप्स नहीं है. जैसे कहते हैं अमेरिकन का देख लीजिए, उनने ब्लैक्स को, इंडियंस को और भी बहुत सारे लोगों को रिजर्वेशन का मतलब वो दे रखे पर देते हैं रिजर्वेशन. जो वहाँ के कहते हैं इमिग्रेंट्स होते हैं और भी बहुत सारे लोग.
ठीक है.
तो ये इंडिया में हो सकता है.
अफर्मेटिव एक्शन एसेंशियली.
हाँ, अफर्मेटिव एक्शंस. तो अगर हम ऐसा बोलते हैं तो कहते हैं सिंपली, जो अभी कहते हैं राइट विंगर्स कहते हैं कि यू आर, कहते हैं अपर, कहते हैं उसको, व्हाट इज दैट वर्ड दे यूज फॉर
लिब्रांडो.
नो दे आर, कहते हैं अपराइजिंग काइंड ऑफ द.
समझ गए. ओ मतलब आप बात कर रहे हो कि अभी जो राहुल गांधी कर रहे हैं उसको अपराइजिंग बोल रहे हैं कि देश बांट रहे हो. नहीं. ओके.
जो रिजर्वेशन अगर हम बोलते हैं माइनॉरिटीज को मिलना चाहिए, मुस्लिम माइनॉरिटीज सिंपली एज, तो वो बोलते हैं, कहते हैं इनको ज्यादा फेवर मिलता है. क्या अपीजमेंट, देयर इज अ वर्ड फॉर इट. अपीजमेंट.
यस करेक्ट.
हां, मुस्लिम अपीजमेंट.
फेयर इनफ.
वो हो रहा है. पर इतना कहते हैं द मेन थिंग इज, अगर तुम कहते हैं एक मुस्लिम जो कहते हैं बहुत मुस्लिम और दलित आते हैं.
एग्ली, मैं थोड़ा सा इंटरप्ट करूं. एक जस्ट जनरल बात पूछनी थी. अगर हम थोड़ा डेफिनेशंस पे एग्री कर लेते हैं, राइट, बिकॉज देन अदरवाइज पॉइंटलेसली हम बोलते रहेंगे और कुछ भी हो जाएगा. तो मेरा स्टेटमेंट है कि रिजर्वेशंस आर गुड बट नीड रिफॉर्म, राइट. तो इस स्टेटमेंट पे आपको अलग क्या बोलना है, पहले बात ये है.
मैं रिफॉर्म्स के बारे में बात करना चाहता हूँ कि रिफॉर्म्स कैसे होने चाहिए.
फेयर इनफ. तो जनरली आप एग्री करते हो स्टेटमेंट से?
हाँ,
ठीक है. फेयर इनफ. तो रिफॉर्म्स की बात करना है. गो ऑन या
या मेन रिफॉर्म्स जो कहते हैं हमारे मेरे हिसाब से जो होनी चाहिए हैं, तो माइनॉरिटी ग्रुप्स होते हैं, मुस्लिम्स, क्रिश्चियंस एंड जैन्स एंड समथिंग्स।
6
ये
एथियस्ट
मतलब कहते हैं एथिस्ट आल्सो या, पर एथिस्ट का मेरे को लगता नहीं इतना जरूरत है उसका रिजर्वेशन का, पर कहते हैं
अरे
मुस्लिम्स,
भाई
क्रिश्चियंस एंड
व्हाई व्हाई
mainly all the atheists are educated, that's so.
okay fair enough
Yeah.
generalization but I will let it go on
रिजर्वेशन का मेन मतलब ये था, जनरेशन जो अभी चल रहा है, कुछ एक कहते हैं हम एक वो लेते हैं कंक्लूजन कि ये ग्रुप वो है, कहते हैं अंडर प्रिविलेज है, हमें इसको थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा देना पड़ेगा, और हम कहते हैं इसी को लेके हम अपना बेसिक वो रिजर्वेशन का वो मानते हैं। और मेन बात ये है, जो देखो समाज बदलता है, 1947 में आइडिया था रिजर्वेशन का, वो कहते हैं उस टाइम के हिसाब से बढ़िया था कि जो दलित हैं उनको बेसिक उनको मिलना चाहिए, पर जैसे समाज बदला तो हमें लगता है कि नए ग्रुप्स आए समाज में जिनको जरूरत है ज्यादा। जैसे हम देखते हैं मणिपुर के एरियाज, जैसे 7 सिस्टर्स है हमारी, तो उनमें बहुत सारे ग्रुप्स ऐसे हैं जिनको रिजर्वेशन की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत पड़ती है बहुत सारी चीजों पे। लद्दाख हो गया, जैसे लद्दाख को स्पेशल वो चाहिए,
स्पेशल स्टेटस चाहिए। हाँ बिहार भी
special
बोल
status
रहा है,
चाहिए।
तेलंगाना भी बोल रहा है,
बिहार भी
हाँ
चाहिए, यूपी भी बोल रहा है,
यूपी भी बोल रहा है
थोड़ा
स्पेशल
part
स्टेटस, सबको ही
भी बोल
स्पेशल
रहा है।
स्टेटस चाहिए बेसिकली।
हाँ,
हाँ
पर बेसिक जिन जिन ग्रुप्स की सुनता है, जो ग्रुप बहुत छोटे हैं, बहुत छोटे, पर थोड़े वेल वो हैं, वेल वेल एस्टेब्लिश हैं, वी कैन से फारसीज हैं, इनको मतलब हमें देना चाहिए एक्स्ट्रा कुछ।
नो
पर
सो ओके, सो आपका ओवरऑल पॉइंट अगर आप समेशन कर सकते हो।
हाँ, तो मैं मेरा बेसिक मतलब ये है, जैसे जो छोटे ग्रुप्स होते हैं, बहुत छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स हैं, इनको स्पेशल स्टेटस देने की जो जरूरत है ही कि इनका कल्चर सेव रहे, इनका वो सब रहे, पर इनको एक स्पेशली वो देनी चाहिए हमें अथॉरिटी की, यहाँ पे इनको पढ़ने में ज़्यादा आसानी पड़े, इनको जॉब्स में ज़्यादा आसानी पड़े।
तो
पर
मेरा
नहीं होता
एक
इतना
एक
ज़्यादा।
सॉरी एक क्वेश्चन था एग्ली, तो
हाँ
मेरा
हाँ
पर्सपेक्टिव मैं थोड़ा सा बता दूं।
या
तो एसेंशियली माय आइडिया ऑफ रिजर्वेशन इज बेस्ड ऑन सोशल जस्टिस, ठीक है। लाइक हमारे यहाँ पे ना रिजर्वेशन को एक जॉब गारंटी स्कीम की तरह भी देखते हैं लोग, कि बेसिकली रिजर्वेशन मिल जाएगा तो जॉब का ये मिल जाएगा, यू नो प्रमोशन के इसमें हो जाएगा, यू नो हाउ इट मीन्स। बेसिकली उसका एंड गोल जो लोग देखते हैं वो एक जॉब गारंटी स्कीम की तरह देखते हैं, राइट। बट आई लुक एट इट एज सोशल जस्टिस, राइट, कि बेसिकली ट्रेडिशनली हमारे यहाँ पे कुछ कास्ट्स हैं जो बेनिफिट करती आई है, हेरिडेटरी प्रॉपर्टी या फिर आइडेंटिटी बेस्ड, ब्राह्मण्स एक्सेट्रा, जो इफ़ यू लुक एट इट जिस जनरली अगर आसपास भी देखोगे तो वो अभी भी डोमिनेटिंग है, राइट। सो मेरा वो एक है कि बेसिकली सो क्लियरली इन 75 years ऑफ हैविंग अ रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी कुछ तो गड़बड़ है बॉस, राइट, कि दिस हैड टू बी,
ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, ये ठीक नहीं हो रहा है,
ये ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, राइट। एंड स्पेशली अगर मैं अभी इनकम इनइक्वालिटी देख लूँ, लाइक द करंट इनकम इनइक्वालिटी, या फिर अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का स्टेटस देख लूँ, या फिर अभी मीडिया का स्टेटस देख लूँ, जो राहुल गांधी बार बार बोल रहा है एग्जैक्टली, राइट, विच इज़ कि वहाँ पे कौन लोग बैठे हुए, सब अपर कास्ट ब्राह्मण लोग ही बैठे हुए हैं वहाँ पे, राइट, यू नो लाइक अपर कास्ट कम्युनिटीज से रिप्रेजेंटेशन तो कम है वहाँ पे, राइट। तो एक बात वो है,
आया था वो, बिहार का जब आया था, बिहार के सेंसस आया था, जब
सेंसस सोशियो इकोनॉमिक सेंसस आया था, एग्जैक्टली वहां पे तो दिखाई दिया, राइट। वहां तो सोशियो इकोनॉमिक भी नहीं था, बस सेंसस था, वो वहां पे ही दिखाई दे रहा था, राइट। मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है कि डेफिनेटली रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी में रिफॉर्म होना चाहिए, बट उसके लिए हमको एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ चाहिए, वो है डेटा। like literally हमको अभी at this point of time it is very important, first thing is to get like as much of data as possible कि कौन से communities का actually उद्धार हुआ है और कौन से communities तक वो पहुंच ही नहीं पाया, right, for example
मेरे साथ हाँ यार
एग्ली, जस्ट वन पॉइंट ऐड कर रहा हूँ फिर आप बोलिए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी जो अगर आप देखोगे कि लास्ट 20-30 ईयर्स में रिजर्वेशंस किस किस को दिए जा रहे हैं, कौन से कम्युनिटीज़ को दिए जा रहे हैं, राइट। एक तो प्रोटेस्ट के रिजल्ट से कुछ रिजर्वेशंस होते हैं, तो एक वोट बैंक बन जाता है, तो उसको फिर खुश करना है, उसके बेसिस पे हो रहा है, राइट? तो उसको भी, वो भी डिसीजन जो लिया जा रहा है वो डेटा के बेसिस पे नहीं लिया जा रहा है, राइट? वो वोट्स के बेसिस पे लिया जा रहा है कि वो एक कम्युनिटी हमारा एक लॉयल वोटर बन जाएगा, इसीलिए उनको देना है,
सपोर्ट बनेगा।
राइट? तो उनको फिर सपोर्ट बनेगा, एग्जैक्टली, राइट? तो in a way, even those kind of policy decisions are not happening with any sort of empirical evidence. It is not happening with any sort of thought, if I may say so. तो मुझे ये थोड़ा problematic लगता है, राइट? तो जिनको एक्चुअली जो 1947 में जो पॉलिसी थी, जो वो बोले थे कि 15 साल तक रहेगी, देन हम स्क्रैप कर देंगे,
हो
बट
जाएगा
कंटिन्यू हो गया था, राइट? that happened because they realized that it's more necessary than they thought before, राइट? कि वो पहुंच ही नहीं रहा है लोगों तक, अभी तक 15 साल में नहीं पहुंचा, तो मे बी विल गिव 15 more, और मे बी लाइक मोर, और एक्सटेंड करते रहेंगे जब तक
50
नहीं
years,
मिलेगा,
more 50 years।
राइट? तो कैसे पता चलेगा कि ये काम किया नहीं किया? डेटा से, राइट? एंड व्हेन वी गेट द डेटा इज व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट रिफॉर्म। अभी तो बात ही नहीं करनी है मुझे।
हाँ, उसके बाद तो सही, पर देखिए मेरा बेसिक मतलब ये है, जैसे आप हम बोलते हैं कि कहते हैं पहुंच नहीं रहा, तो अगर हम सोशल जस्टिस की बात करते हैं सिंपली, ठीक है, जो अगर किसी आदमी का फर्स्ट ईयर या सेकंड ईयर सिटी में एक घर है, ठीक है, का मतलब वो कुछ कमा रहा होगा, है, और उसके पास पैसा रहा होगा थोड़ा पहले से, कि उसका घर है एस्टेब्लिश्ड, और अगर वो कहते हैं फर्स्ट ईयर सेकंड ईयर में, तो उसके पास कहते हैं वो भी नहीं होगा, इतनी ज़्यादा अनइक्वालिटी भी नहीं होगी समाज में, जितनी गांव में होती है उतनी तो नहीं होगी, है। तो हम उस बेसिस पे कर सकते हैं कि भाई आप अभी तक यहाँ पे रह रहे हो, है, आप इतने साल से रह रहे हो, आपने इतनी इनइक्वालिटी फेस नहीं करी है, तो आपको रिजर्वेशन क्यों चाहिए? आपके पास इकोनॉमिकल पावर है, आपके पास सोशल पावर है, तो आपको अब रिजर्वेशन क्यों चाहिए? सिंपल इस आधार पे आ सकता है रिजर्वेशन।
तो ना
इसका
ये
एक
ना
और हो सकता है कि
एग्ली एक प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है ना यहाँ पे, कि बहुत सारे एनेक्डोटल एविडेंसेस आ जाते हैं यहाँ पे, कि मैंने देखा कि ये ऐसे हुआ, राइट? और मैंने देखा कि ऐसे नहीं हुआ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राइट? लाइक अभी एक सुपर चैट आया है, वो भी एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है। श्लोका ने बोला है कि इजी टू क्वेश्चन रिजर्वेशन व्हेन क्लियरली इट्स ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैव नॉट मेट येट, दे आर डेस्परेटली नीडेड, ऑल पीपल हु क्वेश्चन आर फ्रॉम अपर कास्ट, राइट? सो एक तो श्लोका के हिसाब से रिजर्वेशंस, आई थिंक ही इज लुकिंग एट इट एज अ सैक्रोसैंक्ट थिंग। सो मेरा सेंटेंस कहाँ पे खत्म होना चाहिए था? रिजर्वेशंस आर गुड, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
end it there. I do believe that there is chance for reform, right? So मेरा प्रॉब्लम यही है ना कि एक तो ये ऑन ऑफ स्विच की तरह ही देखते हैं लोग फिर से, विच इज लाइक आइदर दे आर गुड और यू आर देयर बैड, और दे आर गुड एंड दे आर बैड। जो गुड बोलते हैं वो बोलते हैं कि अच्छा तुम अपर कास्ट से हो तो यू कांट टॉक अबाउट, यू कांट क्रिटिसाइज इट और वट एवर, बिकॉज ऑन ऑफ स्विच है, राइट? यू हैव टू आइदर से इट्स गुड और बैड। जो अपर कास्ट एक्चुअल लोग हैं, जो इनको प्रूव करना है कि कुछ काम ही नहीं हुआ या फिर इट्स एक्चुअली बैड, दे विल बी लाइक नहीं ये बुरा है, एंड दे विल गिव एनेक्डोटल एग्जांपल्स कि हाँ मैंने देखा था, उसके पास तो मर्सिडीज आ गई है, मेरे पास देख अभी भी 800 चला रहा हूँ।
नहीं बेसिक, हाँ आप जो बोल रहे हो ठीक है, पर एक कहते हैं हमारे पास वो होनी चाहिए, थोड़े एक बैकिंग होनी चाहिए एक आदमी के पास कि उसको रिजर्वेशन क्यों चाहिए। मतलब अगर मैं गाँव की बात नहीं कर रहा, गाँव में करना मुश्किल है, पर जो टियर 1 टियर 2 सिटी में जो रह रहा है बहुत सालों से, जिसके पास एक घर है अच्छा, तो उसको तो होना चाहिए यार इतना, कि कहते हैं एक बैकिंग की रिजर्वेशन क्यों चाहिए,
एब्सोल्युटली होना
छोटा सा
चाहिए,
क्वेश्चन होना चाहिए,
एब्सोल्युटली होना चाहिए।
देखिए तो यही बात आती है जब कहते हैं हम कहते हैं सोशल जस्टिस के बारे में बात करते हैं, सोशल जस्टिस से थोड़े कहते हैं एसटी ओबीसी और कहते हैं शेड्यूल टाइप, शेड्यूल कास्ट एंड ओबीसी होना चाहिए। और कोई चीज़ जैसे मैं पहाड़ों से, मतलब मैं भी जनरल कास्ट हूँ और मैं पहाड़ों से आता हूँ, उस एरिया में कहते हैं बहुत सारे जनरल ग्रुप हैं जो बहुत पीछे हैं अभी भी, हैं, बेसिक एड नहीं पहुँची, उनके पास मेडिकेशंस नहीं है, हॉस्पिटल्स नहीं है, अच्छे स्कूल्स नहीं है, स्कूल हैं तो टीचर नहीं है, रोडें नहीं है, हैं, और अगर कहते हैं वहाँ पे रोजगार भी नहीं है, और तो उस एरिया से कोई आदमी आता है जो जिसने ज़्यादा दुनिया देखी नहीं है, मतलब जिसको ज़्यादा पता नहीं है, ठीक है, भले अपर कास्ट हो, वहाँ पे अपर कास्ट होने का फायदा भी नहीं है, आसपास कोई रहता ही नहीं है, किससे मतलब किससे तुम डिस्क्रिमिनेशन करोगे, दूर दूर तक कोई रहता ही नहीं है। तो वैसे एरिया में जब कहते हैं कोई आदमी आता है तो उसको भी थोड़े रिजर्वेशन की जरूरत पड़ती है, कहते हैं अपलिफ्टमेंट।
अग्रीड, एब्सोल्युटली,
बिल्कुल नया समझ आ रहा है,
एब्सोल्युटली लगती है, या
हाँ। या
बट
इस
मेरा
बात पे कोई डिस्कस।
एक और
हाँ
चीज बोली है यहाँ पे, चैट ने बोली है कि क्रीमी लेयर एग्जिस्ट करता है, राइट? क्रीमी
क्रीमी
लेयर,
लेयर, हाँ
वो जो है, अगेन मुझे चैट से भी यही पूछना था कि एसेंशियली जो क्रीमी लेयर का भी जो अभी प्रोविजन है उसमें भी काफ़ी इश्यूज है, मतलब लाइक देर आर लिटरली एक्सटेंसिव ओपिनियन पीसेस रिटन ऑन इट, यू गाइस कैन रीड इट ऑल्सो। मेरा सिंपल पॉइंट यही है ना कि बेसिकली इवन इफ यू आर सेइंग कि वो एक्सेप्शन है, दे आर वर्किंग, इट्स वर्किंग, मुझे बस डेटा चाहिए बॉस, लाइक आई एम आस्किंग फॉर डेटा, राइट? लाइक दैट्स द ओनली
देखा।
थिंग। लाइक अगर हमको सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कास्ट सर्वे करके इसका, लाइक फिर हमको पता चलेगा ना कि डिड दैट क्रीमी लेयर
हाँ
थिंग एक्चुअली हेल्प और डिड इट नॉट हेल्प, इजंट इट वर्थ
माय
आस्किंग?
प्रॉब्लम, या माय बेसिक प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट द क्रीमी लेयर, बट कहते हैं जो नए ग्रुप्स आते हैं जिनको जरूरत है उनको उनको भी मिलना चाहिए, उनके से एक बैकिंग दिखा के, एक रिजर्वेशन में होना चाहिए, एक स्पेशल थिंग कि जो बैकिंग आपके आपके पास बैकिंग है कि आप किसी बहुत गंदे, मतलब बहुत ऐसे समाज से आते हो जहाँ पे कहते हैं ज़्यादा विकास नहीं हो रखा था पहले से, आप नए समाज में आ रहे हो तो आपको थोड़ी रिजर्वेशन का फायदा मिले। मुझे उससे मतलब नहीं, तुम्हें चलो तो मिल रहा है, तुम्हारी पुस्तकों तुम हो, चलो इतना चलता है, इतना अभी डाटा वाटा नहीं है, पर जो अभी नए आ रहे हैं उनका तो हो ही सकता है, जो नए ग्रुप्स आ रहे हैं
नहीं
उनका तो
नहीं,
मदद कर
लिसन,
सकते हैं
आई अग्री, आई मीन एग्री, हम अगर रिफॉर्म के
हाँ,
बारे में बात करेंगे तो मतलब हम काफ़ी डायरेक्शंस में जा सकते हैं इसमें, राइट? यू नो लाइक
या
आपके हिसाब से कुछ और होगा, मेरे हिसाब से कुछ और होगा, बट मैं ऑनेस्टली लाइक थोड़ा केयरफुल रहता हूँ इस चीज़ में, बिकॉज अगेन डेटा ही नहीं है ना कुछ बोलने के लिए। आप प्रो बोलोगे, मैं अगेंस्ट बोलोगी, बट उसके लिए मेरे पास तो कुछ बैकिंग नहीं है, राइट? अभी, राइट?
बैकिंग, हाँ
तो दैट्स द आइडिया, मतलब जस्ट जनरली।
या
तो आई मीन या आई थिंक that's a good point. Egli, do you want anything else? Yeah.
a bit more.
Okay. Yeah.
2024 election are not fair. It was six.
Okay. 2024
Something
elections are not
interesting.
free and fair. You
Something
agree or
interesting.
disagree?
Disagree, of course.
You disagree that they are
मतलब
not fair.
agree, sorry, agree. Sorry, agree.
तो फिर
Just
डिबेट क्या
let's
फ्रेंड?
sorry, sorry. Yeah.
No, but you agree. Thoughts बोल के last word and then I'll let you go. बोलो.
हाँ, बेस चलो डिसएग्रीमेंट करते थोड़ा,
क्यों?
ठीक है।
अरे अभी तो बोल रहे हो कि अग्री,
Dis-
बोलो ना जो बोल
let's
रहे
do
हैं
some
बोलो.
debate. Let's do some debate.
No, no, no,
Let's
no.
do some
No,
debate.
जबरदस्ती नहीं, जबरदस्ती नहीं. Like you
Okay,
tell me.
okay.
So you agree with it. Tell me why you agree with it, and then we will go to someone else. Go on.
The whole thing happening, people are getting in jail, है,
Hmm.
whole media is captured,
Hmm.
कहते हैं कहते EC is under the BJP now,
Hmm.
election commission,
Hmm.
कोर्ट की कोई सुनता नहीं है अब
Hmm.
इतनी, अब कोर्ट को डांटना पड़ता है बार बात पे, भाई क्या कर रहे हो,
Hmm.
कैसे चल रहा है ये।
Hmm. No, absolutely. I mean, I agree with you. It's very sad. But do you have hope?
Little bit, if
Hmm.
left come in half, not in majority, if it come as a कहते हैं whole,
Hmm.
क्या कहते हैं, subordinate
Coalition.
for the कहते हैं coalition type, कि
Hmm.
हम अगर आपके पास 300 है तो हमारे पास भी 300 लोग हैं,
Hmm.
कि आप अपनी बड़ी चला नहीं सकते, हम भी मेजोरिटी में एक छुट्टी,
Hmm.
इतनी पावर उनको, इतनी ज्यादा पावर मिल चुकी है, वो अंधे हो चुके हैं,
Hmm.
मतलब समझ रहे हैं, उनको
I get
पावर
it.
का थोड़ा जोश है।
I have to let you go now, Egli. Sorry, but
Yeah,
like
of
other
course.
people are
New
waiting. Yeah.
people have to come.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you for talking to me. Move to audience. I'm going to take Acharya Christopher because chat pe he has been saying he has some points to add in the reservation thing. I think it's a good continuation of that. So, hi Acharya, how are you doing?
Hello,
Hi.
am I audible?
Yes.
Hello.
So.
Okay, sorry for the chat spam, by the way.
No, absolutely.
Again,
I mean, some members have also said that, you wanted to talk about this, etc. Go on. So, no, but
I'm
first,
sorry for
let,
that.
let's start with, you're talking about point number 5.
I'm talking about reservation. Yes.
Yeah, so when I say, so statement is reservations are good
Mhm.
but need reform, do you agree or
Mhm.
disagree?
I agree, but I have a different stance on it.
Sure, sure,
So,
sure.
okay,
So
so
you
I
agree
need
with the reservations are good part, but you are saying when we say we need reform, you have a different perspective. Go on.
Reservations are not just good; they are very important indeed, I would say. But I would say people here often mislead that why reservations were there for. The people often think कि यार SC STs को economically ठीक करने के लिए reservation था, which is not the case.
That's not the case. Yeah.
Reservation was bought only and only for the purpose of social upliftment.
Yes.
Economical upliftment उसका एक part है, but it is not the main purpose.
Correct.
Social upliftment is the reason for it. And the second thing is 10 to 15 years वाला thing. It was only for political reservation. It was not for the education. Education में reservation ही बहुत late आया 1973. The next thing that we have studies, we have Thorat and Joshi report 2019. Then we have हमारे पास surveys हैं. मेरे पास I guess I have studied 5-6 research papers on that. तो मैं पहले पॉइंट से एग्री करता हूँ लाइक फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द एक जनरल मिसकंसेप्शन जो रहता है कि यार दो द पीपल जिनकी इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन अच्छी है they should not be given reservation. I am very much against this point. I would say they must be given reservation.
Yeah.
And the reason why they must be given reservation, there are several reasons. One is, despite being rich, they are always at the risk of discrimination. Consider this point. Okay.
So social justice basically it still stands because it's not an economic thing. Yeah. Go on.
Take the example of a woman. Okay, just say that why seats are reserved in bus for women, because women have higher chances of getting into getting molested by somebody else. Okay, so if there is a woman who is coming from a rich background, would you say that she just because she's rich she does not need that seat? Obviously she needs. So it doesn't matter how much rich you are, you always are at the risk of discrimination. Why you are at the risk of discrimination? Because you have that caste identity.
Absolutely.
Caste identity does not go away.
Yeah.
And it does not come from any of the thing. People, चाहे आप कितने भी tier 2 city में चल जाओ, there are things that lower caste people face that the upper caste don't. First of all, segregation. Segregation एक तो जो पहले होती थी कि यार societies ही बन रही होती थी. आज भी अगर आप बिहार यूपी के देखोगे structured societies, वो caste के नाम पे बटी होती हैं. I come from there, so I'm making this, and I also have studies. मैं screen share करके दिखा दूंगा.
Fair. मैंने भी देखा है.
Go ahead.
I've seen it on the ground also. I've gone to enough places to see how the segregation in villages happens. You're absolutely right. Go on.
Is जिसको कोई नहीं कंसिडर करता वो है फ्रेटर्निटी वाला पार्ट. Whenever these people go to the tier 2 tier 3 cities and they say that कि मुझे यहाँ पे रूम लेना है, जब वही ब्राह्मण फैमिली वहां जाती है, दे जो रेंट ओनर्स होते हैं वो उनके साथ बहुत ज्यादा फ्रेंडली होते हैं एज कंपेयर टू द पीपल, और उनको इजीली नहीं मिलता है रेंट बिकॉज पीपल स्टिल हैव वेरी मच कास्ट टैबूज, चाहे वो किसके अकॉर्डिंग वो आप जैसे कि देयर इज सेकंड थिंग, अमीर से गरीब बनने के भी चांसेस में मैं आपको एक 2019 की रिपोर्ट आई वुड साइट यू, थोराट एंड जोशी रिपोर्ट की पॉवर्टी में गिरने के किस कास्ट के ज्यादा चांसेस हैं, एंड द डेटा दैट आई हैव इज कि हमने एससी एसटी ओबीसी कैटेगरी का चेक किया कि विच कास्ट किस कास्ट की ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी है, एंड द डेटा सेज दैट द अपर कास्ट फ्रॉम 2004 ये डेटा लिया गया है, सो आई वुड मेक द सेंस ओनली आउट ऑफ इट. तो 2004 के बाद क्या देखा गया कि 73% चांस है ब्राह्मण फैमिलीज का पॉवर्टी से एस्केप करने का, निकलने का, और वही चीज जब एससी और एसटी में आती है यू वुड बी शॉक्ड दैट इट इज 40% एंड 50%.
Of course.
But the second very important thing is मिडिल क्लास से गरीबी में गिरने का, whenever there is a crisis, जब भी कोई क्राइसिस हो गई या लेट्स से कि जॉब्स खो गई, तो ब्राह्मण्स का पॉवर्टी में गिरने का रेट है 9%, ओबीसी का 14%, एससी का 19%, एसटी का 24%. यानी कि हम लोग क्या देखते हैं कि जैसे जैसे हम लोग कास्ट में आगे लोअर जाते हैं उनके मिडिल क्लास से गरीबी में आने के ज्यादा चांसेस रहते हैं. नाउ आई एम आस्किंग यू अ क्वेश्चन, इफ द डिस्क्रिमिनेशन वाज बेस्ड ऑन, अगर ये लोग मिडिल क्लास थे, क्या रीजन था कि दो मिडिल क्लास, एक ब्राह्मण फैमिली का और एक शूद्र फैमिली, शूद्र बेसिकली ओबीसी एससी एसटी अवर्नर्स में आते हैं, तो जो शूद्र फैमिली का है, जो ओबीसी बंदा है, वो भी मिडिल क्लास था, ब्राह्मण भी था, क्या रीजन हुआ कि जब दोनों की जॉब गई तो शूद्र वाले के गरीबी में जाने के ज्यादा चांसेस आते हैं? Why do you think?
So it's answer. Wait, sorry, I'm going to answer this question because I feel like it's a very important point you're making. The simple answer to this is, wealth is not equally distributed. When wealth is distributed, it is usually in Indian societies happening from family to family, which is caste. So essentially when Brahmins, let's say upper caste people, not just Brahmins but upper caste people, when they have businesses, when they have when they're employing people, etc., they're basically, there is an inherent bias which maybe they are not even aware of, but a lot of them are, which essentially helps them zero on people from their own community. And the wealth distribution is happening within that community, and it is not percolating down to other communities, which are lower caste communities. So that is one of the reasons which I think is why this wealth inequality exists, and it is so caste ridden also, like casteist.
एक और रीजन है, आपने बहुत सही पॉइंट उठाया कि द जनरेशनल वेल्थ एक सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर है, बट एक और देयर इज सेकेंडरी रीजन, कम्युनिटी सपोर्ट की मैं बात करना चाहता था। लाइक हम लोग ऑफन ये बात भूल जाते हैं, जैसे कि मैं कंसिडर करता हूँ आप लेट्स से 12th में हो 10th में हो, ओके, अपर कास्ट फैमिलीज में इवन इफ वो फैमिली गरीब है, देयर इज ऑलवेज समबडी इन द फैमिली हु इज रेडी टू टेल देम कि तुम्हें आगे क्या करना है लाइफ में, कहाँ जाना है, कहाँ से कोचिंग लेनी है, हु इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू देयर, कोई रिलेटिव होता है। अब एक SC ST की प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि उनमें हो सकता है कि वो रिच हो या वो मिडिल क्लास में आते हैं, बट उनकी कम्युनिटी रिच नहीं है, उनकी कम्युनिटी के पास वो जनरेशनल वेल्थ नहीं है। एज अ रिजल्ट अगर वो उनके पास वो कम्युनिटी सपोर्ट नहीं होता है, तो यही थोराट एंड जोशी रिपोर्ट क्या कहती है कि अगर मैं मिडिल क्लास OBCs और SC STs को लूं, तो उनके पास वेरी लेस सोशल सपोर्ट होता है। जब लेट्स से कि कोई क्राइसिस आ गई या लेट्स से कि कोई FIR हो गया, कोई किसी जगह से डिस्प्लेस होना पड़ा, एज कंपेयर टू ब्राह्मण्स की फैमिली, तो जब उन्हें कोई बताने वाला नहीं है, तो ये सोशल सपोर्ट हम लोग ऑफन भूल जाते हैं।
करेक्ट
यार ये एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है, क्योंकि अगर आप इमेजिन करो आप रूरल एरिया से Tier 1 सिटी में जा रहे हो, आपको पूरा वो मूवमेंट फैसिलिटेट करती है आपकी फैमिली कि हाँ आप यहाँ जाओगे, आप इस रिलेटिव के घर रहोगे, फिर आप रेंट ले लोगे, ये कर लोगे। ये जो सपोर्ट होता है ना, ये लोअर कास्ट के पास हद से ज्यादा कम होता है। एंड आई एम स्पीकिंग दिस ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डेटा, आई एम नॉट मेकिंग माय एनेक्डोटल हियर। ये आपको मिलेगी एस्केपिंग एंड फॉलिंग इनटू पॉवर्टी इंडिया टुडे, ये 2017 की रिपोर्ट है, जवाहरलाल नेहरू यूनिवर्सिटी एंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मैरीलैंड USA की 2017 की रिपोर्ट है, आपको ऑनलाइन मिल जाएगी। I'll mention in the आपके सर्वर पे मैंने PDF भी पेस्ट की थी वैसे ये बात,
मैं देख लूंगा।
And the last reform that I wanted was, I think it might not make sense to many people, but I would like to say that the current reservation, the 50% cap we have, ये जनरल्स को किस तरह से, जो एक कॉमन मिथ है कि यार जनरल्स का इससे बहुत ज्यादा घाटा होता है कि किसी SC ST OBC ने मेरी सीट ले ली। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दिस इज फॉल्स। द सेकंड थिंग इज, मुझे लगता है कि पॉपुलेशन वाइज होना चाहिए, बिकॉज इससे दो चीज होती है कि पहला, जनरल्स को घाटा क्यों नहीं हो रहा है। मैं इसके लिए आपको नीट का लेता हूँ, क्योंकि नीट एग्जामिनेशंस में सबसे कॉन्क्रीट रिजर्वेशंस होते हैं, ठीक है, 65% तक, ओके, और वो 2 डिवीजन से बटे होते हैं, ऑल इंडिया कोटा और स्टेट कोटा। तो उनकी जो रिजर्वेशन की लिस्ट निकलती है, आप उसमें देखोगे ना कि द पीपल जो ऑल इंडिया कोटा की लिस्ट निकलती है, उसमें जो खाली नॉन क्रीमी लेयर के OBCs ही हो सकते हैं, ठीक है, वही OBC की लिस्ट में आते हैं, बाकी नहीं आते हैं। नाउ द थिंग दैट वाज सीन इज, अगर मैं पॉपुलेशन देखूं तो इंडिया में 43% पॉपुलेशन OBCs की है। आई एम टॉकिंग नॉन क्रीमी लेयर OBC। क्रीमी लेयर OBCs को OBC ही नहीं मानी जाती है नेशनल लिस्ट में, उनको जनरल कैटेगरी में रख दिया जाता है। करेक्ट। SC ST की पॉपुलेशन नियर टू 25-26% है। राइट। अब हिंदू जनरल्स की पॉपुलेशन 15%, अदर्स की पॉपुलेशन 15%। मैं बताता हूँ, मुस्लिम्स को भी को भी SC ST और OBC में ही कैटेगराइज कर दिया जाता है जब सब एग्जाम्स होते हैं। फेयर इनफ। नीट का आप देख लोगे 2020 में क्या हुआ, OBC कैटेगरी को रिजर्वेशन मिलती है और EWS को भी। द थिंग दैट वाज सो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज क्या हुई, 50% सीट्स अनरिजर्व्ड है। SC ST कंप्लीट अपनी ही सीट में जाते हैं, क्योंकि रोस्टर सिस्टम की एक प्रायोरिटी होती है कि सबसे पहले अनरिजर्व सीटें भरेंगी, लेकिन दे हैव टू मेक श्योर कि ये जो रिजर्व सीटें हैं इन्हें भरना होगा पूरा। दे हैव टू मेक श्योर, बट दे हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट ये सीटें पूरी भरेंगी। सो
एक क्लैरिफिकेशन, जस्ट आचार्य, जस्ट थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई करना होगा इसको, तो जस्ट टेल मी इफ आई एम राइट द वे आई एम लुकिंग एट इट, राइट? सो फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से 75%, आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग अ फिगर, राइट? 75% अगर रिजर्वेशन है, विच इज लेट्स से 25 स्प्लिट बिटवीन OBC, आई एम एग्जांपल OBC, ST, and let's say minorities, right? You know, like let's say that's the thing, and 25% is kept for general. So my thing is, if let's say 75% आपने दे तो दिया, but let's say 25% is given to OBC, but actually OBC is 40%, like population wise, right? So does that mean that ये 40% वो 25% में compete करेगा?
नहीं, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा था। मेरा कहने का मतलब पॉपुलेशन वाइज का ये था दैट लेट्स से OBC की पॉपुलेशन 43% है, आप उनको 43 दो, SC ST को ऑलरेडी उनके पॉपुलेशन के अकॉर्डिंग मिली हुई है।
No, I agree. No, I'm just giving a hypothetical to just understand how this works, right? जैसे सीट्स रिजर्व्ड है ना, like 25% सीट्स रिजर्व्ड है, जो ओबीसी को जाने, राइट, लेट्स से 100 में से 25 सीट्स ओबीसी को जाने, बट ओबीसीज हु आर एक्चुअली कंपीटिंग फॉर दैट सीट इज 43, राइट? तो
अच्छा,
फिर
ये करो कितने पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, राइट? ओके ओके,
तो
आई
फिर
गेट इट।
उससे
कितने participate-
एसेंशियली अगर फॉर एग्जांपल आप सोचो कि 25% अगर आप जनरल को दिए हो, राइट, पर जनरल कैटेगरी में 15% लोग हैं पॉपुलेशन वाइज, राइट, और यहाँ के 25% जो है वो ओबीसी में 43% पॉपुलेशन है बट 25 सीट्स, राइट? तो
सही बात।
ऐसे होगा क्या कि जनरल कैटेगरी जो 15 लोग हैं वो लड़ेंगे 25 सीट्स के लिए, एंड यहाँ पे बेसिकली जो 25 सीट्स है उसके लिए लड़ेंगे 43 पीपल।
इसमें एक ये चीज जो आप बोल रहे हो ना कि लाइक पार्टिसिपेशन अलग होगा, ये चीज चेंज हो जाती है। जैसे कि हम देखें कि इसको आप ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन से आप कंपेयर करो। जब ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन नहीं था, ठीक है, मैं नीट का एग्जांपल इसलिए लेता हूँ क्योंकि नीट में सबसे बेस्ट फेयर शेयर ऑफ मिलता है हमें पॉपुलेशन का। कि नीट में ओबीसी 44% कंपेयर करते हैं, compete करते हैं एनसीएल, एससी एसटी 28% compete करते हैं, और जो जनरल पॉपुलेशन है मतलब अदर्स और हिंदू जनरल्स को मिला के 30% compete करती है। जब आप ये पॉपुलेशन वाइज करते हो ना, तो ये जो हमें इम्बैलेंस देखने को मिलता है ना कि हिंदू जनरल ज्यादा compete करते हैं। जैसे कि अभी मैं आपको एग्जांपल दूं कि हिंदू जनरल ज्यादा क्यों compete करते हैं। इसका दो रीजन है, क्योंकि जो इंजीनियरिंग और मेडिकल के एग्जामिनेशन है ना, मेडिकल में तो आप कह लो कि सब्सिडी ज्यादा मिलती है, हाईली सब्सिडाइज्ड फील्ड भी है, इंजीनियरिंग उतना नहीं है, ठीक है। तो इन सब रीजंस की वजह से ना एससी एसटी की पार्टिसिपेशन बहुत कम थी, ओबीसी की भी बहुत कम थी 2008 से पहले।
करेक्ट।
तो जब आप ये पॉपुलेशन वाइज धीरे धीरे करते हो ना, तो बाय डिफॉल्ट जो पार्टिसिपेशन का रेशियो है ना, वो पॉपुलेशन के रेशियो के बराबर आता है। आप इसको इससे भी समझ सकते हैं। नीट का आप बेस्ट एग्जांपल लो, 2020 का आपको ज्यादा कुछ नहीं करना, मैं आपको डेटा दूंगा 2020 का, देखो आप उसमें क्या हुआ। 2019 में ओबीसी की पार्टिसिपेशन लगभग आई थी 35 38। 2020 में ओबीसी क्या कहते हैं, सॉरी, 2020-21 में दे इंट्रोड्यूस द रिजर्वेशन कि ओबीसी और ईडब्ल्यूएस दो ग्रुप्स को रिजर्वेशन मिलेगा। 44% चल जाती ओबीसी की पार्टिसिपेशन, क्योंकि पार्टिसिपेशन कब बढ़ती है, जब सामने वाले को इंश्योरिटी होती है कि दैट इफ आई एम चूजिंग दिस करियर देयर इज सम रिस्क फ्री इनटू दैट, यार कुछ मेरे लिए रिजर्व है।
Got it. Yeah. So basically, giving reservation does not just mean that जो लोग actually कर रहे हैं उनके लिए, but also it encourages other people to come in because थोड़ा सा उनको एक safety net मिल जाता है।
एक और चीज है ना, आप देखोगे ना, सबसे ज्यादा एससी एसटी ओबीसी के लोग बीए बीएससी के कोर्सेज में जाते हैं, क्योंकि इंजीनियरिंग की फीस बहुत ज्यादा है। इवन इफ आईआईटीज में भी चल जाओ 8-10 लाख, अगर आप सीएस के कोर्स नहीं लेते हो, मान के चलो आप कोर में चल जाते हो 8-10-12, सीएस जाओगे तो 15-16 जाएगी लाख 4 साल की। तो अब ये फीस अफोर्ड करने की नहीं है बहुतों के बस की। और एक और चीज मुझे बताना था, अब इसमें मैं दिखाता हूँ कि क्यों जनरल के साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं होता। आप 2021 का डेटा देख लो, जब ईडब्ल्यूएस हो गया, खाली 8% ओबीसी कंपीट करते हैं अनरिजर्व कैटेगरी में। जबकि होता क्या है कि पहले अनरिजर्व कैटेगरी की सीटें भरती हैं। तो टेक्निकली होना चाहिए कि बट रोस्टर सिस्टम इंश्योर करेगा कि ओबीसी की पॉपुलेशन 43% है, मान के चलो।
Sorry,
अब 27
sorry. I'm getting like a lot of information overload. I'm sorry, abhi, like at this point of time. So I'm going to like slow you down a little bit, abhi, because I want to also like bring the discussion back to a little bit to reforms. I mean, if you are giving me like data from, you said Thorat and Joshi report, right? Yeah.
हाँ, उनकी 3 रिपोर्ट्स हैं,
थोरात
एक
एंड
रिपोर्ट
जोशी रिपोर्ट, तो मेरा एक और क्वेश्चन था इसके बारे में कि ये थोरात एंड जोशी रिपोर्ट ने क्या सर्वे किया था, व्हाट डिड दे डू टू कम अप विद दिस ऑब्जर्वेशंस?
व्हाट दे डिड वाज, इन्होंने 3 सर्वेज उठाए, जो एक तो एनएसएसआर 2012, ठीक है, फिर नेशनल हेल्थ फैमिली सर्वे को इन्होंने उठाया 2011-12, और फिर 2015 की कुछ रिपोर्ट्स, और 2004-5 में कुछ स्टेट्स में सर्वेज हुए थे कास्ट बेस्ड। उन स्टेट्स ने अपने इंडिपेंडेंट करवाए सर्वेज, लाइक पॉपुलेशन जनगणना नहीं, बट हर एक स्टेट की इकोनॉमिक पोजीशन क्या है, ठीक है। और एक आपको सबसे लेटेस्ट डेटा मिलेगा और सबसे कॉन्क्रीट डेटा है, ये थोराट एंड जोशी रिपोर्ट से भी ज्यादा बड़ा डेटा है, यूपी का 2022 का डेटा, द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर में पब्लिश्ड है, पॉवर्टी वेल्थ एंड इनइक्वालिटी इन उत्तर प्रदेश, ठीक है। ये पॉवर्टी वेल्थ इनइक्वालिटी उत्तर प्रदेश, आप सर्च कर लेना, डेटा आपको किसी पे भी मिल जाएगा, जो आप वायर पे भी देखते होगे ना, एक ग्राफ बना था कि ब्राह्मण्स पे कितने। तो यूपी का आपका इंटरेस्टिंग डेटा क्या है, चलो वो हटा देता हूँ, बट यूपी में क्या देखा गया ना कि ब्राह्मण्स जो है उनमें खाली 7% है पुअरेस्ट ऑफ द पुअरेस्ट, एंड एससीज जो है, जो दलित्स हैं, उनमें खाली 7% है रिचेस्ट ऑफ द रिचेस्ट। अब आप समझ लो इनइक्वालिटी की लेवल कितनी।
नो, मेरा कहने का मतलब ये आचार्य इज दैट, सो even with Joshi and Thorat report, I haven't read the whole thing. I remember reading about it when जो EWS का जो argument हो रहा था ना, वो economically वो जो constitutional amendment कर रहे थे, I remember reading parts of it back then. तो मुझे थोड़ा सा recall करने में थोड़ा सा difficulty हो रहा है उसमें. But इसमें ना मेरे एक ही दिमाग में आया था, तब भी आया था कि ये जो methodology जो use की है ना, जो like it's a lot of comparative table comparing data gathering from different sources and then coming to conclusions, right?
हाँ हाँ सही बात।
मेरे दिमाग में ये था कि भाई मतलब अगर इनके पास सही में सेंसस विथ कास्ट एंड सोशियो इकोनॉमिक डेटा होता तो देयर recommendations and observations would be way better quality wise. Yeah, so
एक्चुअली देयर वाज अ रीजन कि देखो ईडब्ल्यूएस का जब पूरा मुद्दा चल रहा था ना, तो थोराट एंड जोशी रिपोर्ट को जो लोग बोल रहे थे साइट नहीं किया गया। देयर वर टू रीजंस, क्योंकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक तो ईडब्ल्यूएस पे बहस ये थी कि इनमें बैकवर्ड क्लासेस को आप क्यों नहीं इंक्लूड कर रहे हो, खाली जनरल्स को ही क्यों इसमें डाल रहे हो। तो वहां थोराट एंड जोशी रिपोर्ट, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इसकी जरूरत इसलिए नहीं पड़ी ना, बिकॉज सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ये मानना ही नहीं था ना कि यार ये लोग गरीब है कि नहीं है, बिकॉज दे आर ऑलरेडी कवर्ड अंडर वन सॉर्ट ऑफ रिजर्वेशन।
no like आचार्य see again I understand where you're coming from, like मैं उसकी तो बात ही नहीं कर रहा हूँ, right? my just general thoughts मैं express कर रहा हूँ कि वो जो रिपोर्ट था it can be better. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपको रिफॉर्म पे बात करनी है तो लाइक देयर शुड बी सम बेसिक कंपैरेटिव डेटा ऑफ अक्रॉस इंडिया, अक्रॉस कास्ट्स, सोशियो इकोनॉमिक डेटा ऑफ दिस।
उसमें तो आप देखो ना, उसका एक रीजन है, आप सही बोल रहे हो कि कोई भी डेटा से, मैं तो कहता हूँ आप जितना डेटा उठाओ ना वो सब फेंक दो, उससे बेटर होगा कि आप ऑल इंडिया कास्ट सर्वे चलावा दो।
एग्जैक्टली।
एक ऑल इंडिया और दूसरा स्टेट वाइज इसलिए जरूरी है मेघनाथ भाई, क्योंकि जो कैटेगरीज होती है ना नेशनल लेवल पे जिनको एससी एसटी ओबीसी आइडेंटिफाई किया था, जरूरी होती है कि स्टेट में कोई आइडेंटिफाई हो। तो हमें इसलिए हमें दो इंडिपेंडेंट सर्विस तो चाहिए, ये मैं एग्री करता हूँ। बट मैंने जो स्टडीज की बात हुई ना, मैंने कहा कि जो हमारे पास एटलीस्ट अवेलेबल स्टडीज है मैं उनके आधार पे बता रहा हूँ, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली जो अवेलेबल है उसी के आधार पे।
Understood. I mean it's still better than the anecdotal examples that people are giving, right?
Exactly. और 2022 वाला जो डेटा है ना, वो तो लिटरल उत्तर प्रदेश का बहुत ही ज्यादा सैंपल स्पेस वाला डेटा है।
No, like and also like if you think about it, Acharya, what Rahul Gandhi has been going around and doing, right? Like he has this patent thing that he does. He's like कि तो मैंने बैठ के लिस्ट निकाली, like मैंने कॉर्पोरेट्स की 200 कंपनीज है, उनके मालिकों की लिस्ट निकाली, उसमें ओबीसी, ट्राइबल, आदिवासी, SC ST कितने हैं उसमें, एक भी नहीं. So in a way he's also like sort of trying to tell people that this is like a limited amount of data gathering that he has done, and he has seen the inequalities even there. So this is like surface level data collection. उधर भी दिखाई दे रहा है।
बिहार का एग्जांपल लो, आप बिहार का एग्जांपल लो, जो थोराट एंड जोशी रिपोर्ट है वो बिहार को क्या बताई थी कि बिहार में जो इनकम डिस्पैरिटी है 15 से 20% है।
हाँ।
बट जो सर्वे निकल के आया उसने तो आधों की हालत खराब कर दी।
Exactly.
क्योंकि अब रिजर्वेशन की डिबेट जो अपर कास्ट लोअर कास्ट के अगेंस्ट यूज करता था वो उल्टी पड़ गई। भाई जिनकी पॉपुलेशन 12% है, उनके पास तो इतना ज्यादा वेल्थ एक्यूमुलेटेड है। इवन इन द लोअर कास्ट एक और चीज की मांग हुई कि लोअर कास्ट के अंदर भी हमें डिस्पैरिटी दिखने मिलती है, दैट देयर आर सर्टेन ग्रुप्स दैट आर एंजॉयिंग मोर, बट उनकी पॉपुलेशन वाली भी देखी गई। तो मेरा ये कहना है ना कि अगर मैं एक मैथमेटिकल आपको बेसिक चीज समझाऊं, लाइक ऊपर कि जिनकी पॉपुलेशन 70% है उनको मिल रही 50% सीट रिजर्व्ड, ठीक है। जिनकी पॉपुलेशन 15% है, ठीक है, उनको 50% सीट्स पे compete करने का मौका मिलता है। अब एक आर्गुमेंट यूज होता है कि ये 70% वाले उसमें भी घुस सकते हैं, अनरिजर्व्ड वाले में भी। बट यही चीज है ना कि जो रोस्टर सिस्टम होता है वो इंश्योर करता है कि ये उसमें ज्यादा ना घुसे। जैसे आप नीट में देखते हो तो खाली 8% SC ST OBC इसमें एंटर किए थे अनरिजर्व कैटेगरी में, मतलब 42% पूरा का पूरा जनरल लेके बैठे हैं, पूरा 42%, और जनरल्स पार्टिसिपेट किए थे 30%। तो आप जरा सोचो 30% जनरल्स को 42% सीट्स पे मिलती है। तो जनरल्स के साथ जो भेदभाव वाला ये जो आर्ग्यूमेंट है ना कि एग्जामिनेशन से भेदभाव होता है, या आप वेल्थ का भी डेटा देखो, यूपी का जो आप डेटा बोल रहे हो ना, ये तो लिटरल अभी नया डेटा है, ये थोराट एंड जोशी का नहीं है, ये 3 इंस्टीट्यूशंस के रिसर्चर्स ने करी थी इंडिपेंडेंट। इसके बारे में द हिंदू, द वायर, बहुत सारे पेपर्स ने भी लिखा। और इसमें जो डेटा दिखाया गया ना, वैसे अगर आप लिब्रांडू सब रेडिट पे हो क्या, थोड़ा तो वहां पे एक बंदे ने एक्यूमुलेटेड कास्ट डेटा दिया था, ठीक है। उसमें है क्या कि उसने सारे लिंक्स भी वहां पे क्लिक किए हैं कि आप जैसे उन लिंक्स पे पेस्ट करोगे ना, आप उन स्टडीज और सर्वेस पे पकड़ लोगे, तो उसमें उन्होंने बहुत सारी स्टडीज दी है। वेल,
Okay.
एक और चीज, एक भारतीय की भी रिपोर्ट है, उन्होंने मास्टर थीसिस करी थी, तो उन्होंने इंडिया के 3 नेशनल सर्वेस को उठाया था। एनडीएचडी सर्वे।
सॉरी आचार्य, एक मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा आपसे कि ये डिबेट होने के बाद ना इन द कमेंट्स कैन यू जस्ट एक एक लाइन में कैन यू जस्ट लिंक्स मत डालना, जस्ट गिव मी लाइक दिस रिपोर्ट्स दैट यू आर कोटिंग, लाइक विच वी नीड टू चेक आउट, राइट? मैं ढूंढ लूंगा गूगल करके वगैरह वगैरह।
आपके सर्वर पे लाइक वो जो सेक्शन है ना, मीम्स एंड लिंक्स,
ओ वहाँ पे
उसी
है।
में पेस्ट किया था।
ठीक
हाँ,
है,
वहां पे मैंने सारे सर्विस
ठीक है,
पेस्ट किए थे।
ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, फेयर
हाँ
इनफ, मुझे मिल जाएगा तो फिर आई कैन ऐड लाइक द लिंक्स इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑल्सो। दैट्स अ गुड आइडिया। आचार्य,
हाँ
सॉरी, लाइक I'm going to stop you right now,
हाँ, obviously, sorry, आप
because I
बहुत।
know if
हाँ
this can go on endlessly and मुझे
हाँ,
honestly
समझ गया।
personally थोड़ा data overload भी हो रहा है, तो we will end this here, but other than that any last word that you have to say, then I will let you go.
आई वुड से ब्यूटीफुल वर्क भाई, अच्छा काम कर रहे हो आप भाई, बहुत।
Thank you so much. Thank you. Much appreciated, friend. And thank you
थैंक्स।
so much for coming. This was very valuable. And everybody on chat is also saying कि data आ जाए debate में तो मज़ा ही कुछ और आता है. Thank you for that.
हाँ, थैंक यू।
Thanks, friend. Bye.
हाँ।
Okay, that was Acharya, and we have some super chats, and then we can go to the next person. Juan Ju, hey, thank you for the support. Raise voice against caste system, root cause, marriage between caste. Rajasthan engineer was beaten, caste disturbed, hospitalized. Where does it stop? Absolutely. I mean, like, see, that's the thing, like, it's a social justice issue. And we need to talk about it that way. That's exactly what Acharya was saying. That's exactly what someone else was saying. So yeah, absolutely, we do need to talk about this. And the tragic part is that the media is not also covering this, because in the today's video also I spoke about this, right? If the media's perspective or representation is completely off, and if the gaze is like upper caste, then these kind of stories are ignored very easily. You should check out Mook Nayak, guys. Mook Nayak is a Dalit-run news organization doing excellent work, and I feel like it shows you the difference. Like if you read their reports, if you see their videos, it shows you the difference of the Dalit gaze and how news is covered then versus how this mainstream news is covered. It's such a stark difference. It's stunning. Shloka, thank you so much for the support, and Shloka is very happy with Acharya. Solution: 4 Shankaracharyas denounced deletion of caste from Hinduism and propagated by all the Babas and Swamis. Do you think if Shankaracharyas announced the deletion, people would actually believe it? Please. No, they won't. They will disown the Shankaracharyas then. They would be like, what? I tried to debate with a BJP supporter in my school, and he just said, science जहाँ खत्म होता है उधर सनातन शुरू होता है. What? That's so. But it's actually true, right? Because I mean, तुमको faith based कुछ भी करना है तो फिर of course science जहाँ खत्म होता है. Kind of true. Yeah. Ritika is asking, what is personal criticism? So friends, this is a special option that I have kept for people who want to personally quote unquote criticize me and my work or my face or whatever. Like I get so many comments, like Instagram pe especially ki hey, body shaming, all the things, whatever it is. Come, do it. Like do it on camera. The only requirement for that is that you have to be on camera and you have to tell me your real name. Then you can say whatever you want to me. Honestly, aajao. So that is what I have kept that as an option, and it's only with camera on. So if there is any person who wants to do that, do it. Let's take Ria. Ria has been waiting for a while. Hello, Ria. How are you doing? Hey, can you hear me? Hello? Ria is I don't think her mic is working. I'll wait for a bit. At many constituencies, names of Muslim voters are being deleted from the voting list. Many minorities return from polling booth without casting vote. I think some big conspiracy going on in EC and BJP. I have also seen those videos. Like there is, I've seen a bunch of these videos also where names are being deleted from voter lists. It's really worrying. It's very worrying. Like people who are being disenfranchised. It's sad. Someone has to do something about it. I mean, we can talk about it, but honestly, like today's VVPAT judgment was kind of strange also. But I guess कुछ और expected भी नहीं था वैसे उससे. You're a beauty. Dare anyone say anything bad about our friend? Hi, Joanju. क्या बोल रहे हो sir? क्या friend? Sorry. Thank you for the random validation. Okay, Ria is not there, so let's take someone else. Let's take Voldemort. Let's take Voldemort. Hello, Voldemort. Hi.
Hi there. I think people want to change the topic of the discussion, but the thing is, when people were talking about reservation, right? There is a data that I saw like a few years back, and it was about.
No, wait. We start first. Which is the statement that you are disagreeing with?
I'm not disagreeing. Reservations are good, but needs reform, right? So I feel the reform part could be like there's this a report that I read a few years back, and I'm still trying to find it. It's like the Buddhist converts, right, from the scheduled caste who converted to Buddhism.
Yes.
Do much better on all accounts.
Oh, interesting. So the conversion that happened in Nagpur and like throngs of people go
Yes,
there
yes.
and Dhamma Chakra Parivartan
you
that
see
happens.
In 2011, the literacy rate for the Buddhists who converted was around 81%, against the national average, which was like 66, I think.
Interesting. That's a very interesting point. Can you tell me which report etc. this is?
Yeah, I'm still trying to find it out. Like I see the blog which quoted that, but I'm not finding the link to that exact report. So I'm still trying to find it.
Fair enough. You can leave a comment later in the description
Yeah,
later.
sure.
So I'll add it to the. Go on.
Sure. So I do feel that if at all there has to be a reform, it should be considered the part that the people who have converted and who have started disassociating themselves from the identity as a Dalit tend to do much better. That's
Interesting.
That's something that I could say.
That's
think.
very interesting. Yeah. Thank you for that, Voldemort. So do you have any other thing that you want to disagree with?
Just let me go through the 10 topics again. Just give me a sec.
Oh, okay.
Electoral bonds, like I think.
So electoral bonds is a giant scam. That is the statement. Do you agree with it or disagree with it?
I've seen your videos, but I do feel sometimes that, I think the bonds is good. Like maybe it could need some reforms. Like I get the point that loss-making companies giving crores of crores and crores in electoral bonds. That's just money laundering in some way or the other, I feel.
But you're saying
like,
that
I
electoral
feel-
bonds can be good.
Yeah, I do think that.
How?
Like like I know that this is a very BJP kind of sounding thing, but I
No, it's
feel that
okay. I don't care. I mean, I just want to know if you like. I mean, it's fine, dude. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you think that the electoral bonds as they exist can be reformed or put in a different format, like,
like I feel there is always this paper trail that these companies can't hide, right, in some way or the other.
okay,
So like when people say that um there should be no involvement from the corporates into the political space, I tend to disagree, and I
no,
think
no, no, no,
if
no,
at
no.
all,
I don't agree with that either. By the way.
okay,
No,
I
no, no.
see.
I again, like, so like, look. So let's look at this as electoral reforms instead, right? Just electoral bonds. They keep no use will come. So my argument with electoral bonds is a giant scam. Essentially, the points that I make all the time is first, it is a special currency that can only be used by political parties. No general people can use it, right? So even if it's like white money coming in or whatever, that point is defeated by the fact that they removed the profit cap. So anybody can donate like infinite amounts of money to political parties. So it opens the pipeline for just like, give more money to political parties, right? That is the other one. And the other is FCRA, right? So like, you don't know like if foreign companies have donated to political parties and they've done some shit. So you don't know, right? Plus
Yes.
the thing is that if it's a currency for that 15-day period, then it becomes like an exchangeable commodity, right? Like it's a bearer bond, so you can just, person A can give it to person B, C, D, E. For those 15 days there can be like multiple hands that can be changed, transactions can happen, while ultimately it goes to a political party, but that is just making the money generation in the process a thing, right? So that is the other thing. So I think generally electoral bonds is a shit idea because mostly it's opaque, right? If you want to argue otherwise, I would say just ban cash and remove electoral bonds. Then देते रहो ना corporates को. Like, I mean, I don't have a problem with corporates giving money to political parties as long as they are legitimate. One, of course, they're legitimate, they're profit-making companies, and only a certain portion of their profits is being given to political parties. I'm okay with it.
Yes. Like I think that's exactly what I think. Like completely abolishing, like you would say that it could work if it was more transparent, or if people were more informed of, if at all this money that is coming in the forms of bonds to these parties, is it just for like for them to get more contracts from the government,
Uh,
or
so like
yeah, I mean,
quid pro
transparency,
quo,
right?
right?
Yep.
So quid pro quo. Sorry, just a second. 17 ki Laite has also joined the stage. He also wants to talk about electoral bonds. I'm going to pause you right now. 17 ki
Sure.
Laite. You can add to it later. But Voldemort. So you are talking about quid pro quo, right? कि
Yeah.
अगर आपने, so for example, let's say electoral bonds doesn't exist, cash doesn't exist, right? So now the only option that corporations have is to give it through bank, check, whatever, right? तो मतलब trackable होगा, right? And they have to disclose it in their accounts to the shareholders and to everybody else around in the world, right? So there is transparency established. But वहाँ पे भी the thing is, if there is this transparency established, people will also be able to track the quid pro quo that happens during that time or later or whatever, right? So, for example, Vedanta giving money to both BJP and Congress and BJD also way back in 2009, 10, 11, right? Led to like a case, disqualification, yada, 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 like long story. But at the same time, Vedanta did maybe get quid pro quos even during that time, right? So that problem doesn't go away, absolutely doesn't go away, right? But the fact that it's transparent gives people an opportunity to actually call it out and question them and question the parties about it, which is important, I feel.
Okay, yes, I do agree with that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Voldemort, stay. Let's hear 17 ki Laite now. They're also going to talk about electoral bonds. Okay. Yeah.
Hi,
Go.
hi, Meghnad.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my point was, I saw the point is that electoral bonds is a big scam, biggest scam or something.
Biggest scam. Yes. Giant scam.
Biggest scam, giant scam. Yeah, yeah. So I think it's a scam, but is it a giant scam in terms of number? Like
Numbers, right? Go on. Yeah.
in terms of number, it's like 20,000 crores have been sent, but yeah, the scope is too big. But I want to talk about a little more than that. Is there any way to solve this problem of quid pro quo? Because I cannot see in case of electoral bonds as well as the scenario that we had before. In all the cases, obviously the person who is giving money to the political party will go and tell the political party that I gave you this much amount of money
Yeah.
and I want something in return.
Yeah.
There is no way that they don't want anything in return and they'll give it to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Similarly, so the idea what I thought initially electoral bond is that which can be really good is that the political party cannot know who is giving them the money, and at the same time, but obviously the company needs to know who they are paying money to. So this is the scenario, but quite recently when all this controversy is going on, I realized that the process of this electoral bonds is through a physical paper, which is like if for example a company buys those bonds, they have to go and give it to them. So how stupid is this? Like
No,
they
it's a bearer bond. It's like a currency. It's physical. Yeah. Like तुमने
Yeah,
literally
so
1 करोड़ के 10 खरीद के लिफाफे में डाल के दे दिए. Instead
Yeah.
of a suitcase of 10 crore, you're giving a lifafa of 10 crore. Basically, that was the purpose.
So exactly. So in this scenario, how is this possible that the political party doesn't know कि उसको पैसा कौन दे रहा है?
No,
उसको तो
it's
पता
all
चलेगा
bullshit.
ना?
Basically, all this oh मेरे दरवाजे पे छोड़ के चले गए type answers. Absolute
Yeah.
bullshit,
That
right?
is stupid.
See, that's the thing. This instrument basically allowed them to give such stupid answers also. Right, because it's a currency,
Yeah.
right? तुमको अगर कल 10 रुपए का नोट बाहर पड़ा हुआ मिलेगा, you can just pick it up. No, you
Yeah.
nobody will ask you कि अरे ये किसका पैसा था, कहाँ से आया? It's a
That's
currency
very
note,
humiliating.
right?
So for a long period of time, what I was thinking about electoral bond is that it's like a web portal which is created by government on which you go and create an account as a company
It's a
and
physical
everything
paper.
is written.
Yeah.
Like it's so stupid.
Arey, that's why the whole alphanumeric code thing happened. No, the reason why
Yeah,
they
yeah.
want it to be physical is to break that cycle. कि एक
Yeah.
सर्वर से दूसरे सर्वर तक ट्रेस नहीं होना चाहिए.
So
Because it's physical.
basically they have legalized scam.
Yeah,
That's what they have done.
that's why I called
because
it a giant scam.
technically it's not a scam.
No. It is. It was deceptive. It was non-transparent, and it is basically pulling a wool over the public, and it is benefiting only a certain kinds of people in absolutely non-transparent and shitty ways. I would say unconstitutional ways.
And the clear lie that they said was that we will not get to know कि who कौन पैसा दे रहा है. But
हाँ.
yeah, but in this scenario they'll anyway know. अगर कोई
Of
if
course.
if कोई वेब पोर्टल होता फॉर एग्जांपल जिसमें कि एसबीआई के पास बैकएंड में डेटा है तो मैं सोच भी सकता हूँ कि चलो बाद में पीछे से डेटा निकाल लिया एसबीआई से तो समझ में आ रहा है कि चलो मैं दे हैव डन समथिंग. बट यहाँ तो यार सीधा जाके फिजिकल पेपर दे रहा है और ये लोग मुंह पे बोल रहे हैं कि भाई हमें तो पता ही नहीं चलेगा कौन देके गया.
That was an absolute bullshit answer. I think who was giving it? RLD or RJD or someone gave it at the like at
No,
few
everyone
parties.
is saying that. No, everyone. The basic concept ही यही था कि the BJP, any political party will not get to know कि who is paying them money.
Yeah.
But that's literally impossible.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
for example, even if they create a portal like it, and if as a company I go on that and I pay through electoral bonds to a company, and there is no way for a political party to know कि उसको पैसा किसने दिया है, I'll go and tell them कि भाई मैंने दिया है, see the proof, I have the video, and then I'll ask them कि bro I need help. And then I'll quid pro quo. So what now? The big question that I was coming upon is that electoral bond. Is there any way? Because obviously to fight election we need money. I mean they need money.
I was just coming to that reform,
Right.
electoral reform, right? So
Yeah.
okay, so let's go a little bit beyond electoral bonds in general, right? Let's talk
Yeah,
about political party funding. right? So let's say there is a political party and they want to fight elections. So they need certain amount of money, right, to operate for the 5 years between the elections, where you have to maintain a staff, you have to pay salaries, you have to run offices, you have to maybe do like chai samosa for cadre or whatever it is, right? Then finally you have to fight elections ke time pe you have to print posters, you have to maybe hire like an ad team, PR people, experts, surveys, all the things, right? So you need money for that. Now the thing is though, how much money is a question, right? What if in elections, what if a first reform, there is a cap on both political parties and candidates spending per cap, right? So essentially like you can spend like let's say 1 crore individually as a candidate, and for a party as many as people you field, according to that, let's say another additional crore per candidate. So per candidate the personal spending limit is 1 crore, and for the party, for that candidate, for that constituency, it's also 1 crore, right? So see, that makes sense, right? Then you shut off cash
But
completely.
even that 1 crore जो आ रहा है, 1 crore भी तो कोई दे रहा है.
No, but that's
वो
the
भी
thing.
अपने
Shut
level
off
पे.
cash, no? Like ban cash donations
Yeah.
completely, right? Just keep it like by check or DD, right? And make those things public, right? Like let's say quarterly reports. What's the harm? Every political party quarterly tells everyone कि ये quarter में किसने पैसा दिया है, right? And at the like when the elections are happening, right after the elections or during the elections also, the EC's job is to make sure that the money that they have is the one that is being spent and also according to the cap, right?
Okay.
First
Oh,
reform, simple
okay.
reform.
Okay, so
Very
I
doable.
have one loophole in this reform.
Okay.
Okay. For example, let's say whatever things that you have said is done, is maintained, everything is public, right? And I only give, for example, to a candidate 1 crore, right? और वो पूरा public है, public domain में वो data है. उसके बाद भी तो वो that guy can help me, and who can stop that from happening?
So again, that's again like if you are giving a private candidate versus you're giving it to a political party, that's a different matter. I'm
No,
purely talking about
let's talk
spending
on a
cap.
political party level. For example, in this electoral bonds, the biggest loophole was that the biggest problem was that the public cannot know. Everything was visible, everything was white, fine, but we didn't know, and that was the biggest problem. Let's say if we know from the very beginning कि Vedanta दे रहा है, ये दे रहा है, even after that, very carefully they can help these guys. Right.
No, so if you think about it, like okay, I hear you. I absolutely understand where the problem is, which is essentially how do you escape quid pro quo in this situation also, right? Simple answer is you can't, maybe. Like I mean, honestly, you can't. Because like you're right, like say let's say I give 1 crore, even if that person spends like 20 lakh on the election, they still have the rest of the whatever 80 lakh bache hue na. So maybe they'll still continue to do like favors maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. How do you know, right? कि 10 साल का हिसाब आज ले रहे हैं type हो सकता है, right? Who knows? So that is possible. So then there is another radical reform that can be done, which is essentially you put a cess. Like so for example, right now they collect cess for education, etc., right? So there can be an electoral cess, right, which is collected from it can be like a 0.5% or something.
Okay, from the general public.
From the general public, right? So corporations are not giving any extra money. Nobody is allowed to give any other money. What happens is that the cess goes directly to the election commission, and the election commission is supposed to distribute it equally according to spending caps to parties who are fighting elections. बहुत complications हो सकते हैं इसमें, like like I know, like in practice there will be many loopholes around this. Like I mean, we can't possibly think of all of them, but my thing is that it is a decentest solution, maybe free and fair elections.
Even I was thinking about
Can I share
Yeah, Voldemort, go. Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing is, in the recent election, I found out that there is certain rates for everything that the election commission sets. So like if you're going to hire some cars, so for let's say for a Innova, so the guy might take like 3,000 from you.
Yeah.
But if the election commission says that you can't pay 3,000, you have to pay exactly 5,000. So even if you might be paying him just 3,000, you have to create this whole paper trail that you paid him 5,000.
Arey, ye basically, I know what you mean. I've seen that happen also. And it's such a
So,
pain.
so like what I saw was that the MP in my district. So I found out that that guy is paying money for cars to the guys, like he's the chairman of that travel agency. So basically, he's paying money to himself.
Correct. That's
And then I
exactly
was
what. That's exactly what I was coming to. Yeah.
he was paying money to himself. So I did found out that to be bizarre. But then what's interesting is that there is certain amount of money that the party also gives to spend on some things, right? Even here, some politicians will take this in their own pockets.
Absolutely. Like अपने ही company को contract दे देते कभी कभी. So like a lot of politicians, what they do is they actually have like printing businesses for whatever, for random
Yes.
non-election season में कोई भी copy छाप देंगे. But during election season चांदी हो जाता है. Like like
Yes.
you don't even need to like have like a proper printing business. You can just go to a printer and tell them like commercial printer कि देख election season आ रहा है 3 महीने के लिए बहुत काम दूंगा मुझे 20%. Right. So whatever the party gives goes to directly to the printer, reported to the election commission. But then 20% बाद में उनको आ रहा है ना उसमें से. And printer is getting work. So, बस मतलब like I mean elections के नाम पे you can do like a lot of things. Like taxi
Yes.
companies, tent wala, band wala. You can literally have that also. Chair wala. I've seen this. Like,
Yes. So like when I saw this, I was like, this is like some crazy shit. Like ये लोग तो आम आदमी से ले ही रहे हैं.
अरे
मतलब
भाई,
tax का
of
पैसा-
course, and the party is completely aware about this also, by the way. So like for example, what will happen is these 20% ले लिए, right? 20% ये party से आके printer से तुम्हारे पास आ गया. Now what do you do with the 20%? So, let's say 20% मतलब let's say एक number डाल देते हैं 20 लाख रुपए. Yeah? 20 लाख रुपए. 20 लाख रुपए में से you'll be like, okay, I'll keep 5 for myself because खर्चा लगेगा. But the rest of the 15, what I can do is I can distribute it. I can literally distribute it in the villages that are weaker. Right? Like I can like elections के नाम पे ही what I'll do is as a candidate or whatever, I'll show like withdrawals of cash like every once in a while. 15-day period में 1 लाख रुपए तो मैं निकाल ही सकता हूँ ना रोज. I can, right? It's
I
not
think
like
there's
a
cap.
unheard of
Like-
thing. And I can always say कि नहीं कार्डर who is coming with me, I'm giving them चाय समोसा, या फिर मैं एक डिनर पार्टी डाल रहा हूँ, या फिर जो भी कर रहा हूँ. But I can just use that cash to distribute money. Yeah. बहुत कुछ होता है friend. Like I mean you can do like magic if you actually work in an election campaign. It will blow your freaking brains out. The amount of
I
money
did, and
in play.
that is how I was like, this is some crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
This is some crazy shit. Because I felt ki, the guy that I was paying money to, the Innova guy, so he told me that he's charging only 2,000 rupees. But like the election commission has said ki unka rate alag hai, then you have to pay them
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And I was like, how stupid is that? Like,
Yeah.
why do you have to unnecessarily create this extra withdrawal to just like I found it incredibly stupid because my candidate is a very poor guy. He cannot afford paying these kinds of rate. Like realistically, he cannot. Like absolutely cannot. And then when I went and saw these guys paying themselves, and I was like, okay, now this makes sense. Why this is the way this is.
Absolutely. Like think about like so there was this figure I found. I think I've quoted it in the Modi video episode 5. 70,000 crore will probably be spent in this 1 or 2 months right now on elections, right? By parties. That's the crazy amount of money. That's like the amount of money we give for Manrega for an entire year. 100 days of employment to about 20 crore people, 25 crore people, like every year. That is the amount of money that is being spent in these 2-3 months. Think about the quantum of money at play right now and where all it might be going. There's like a massive wealth, I wouldn't say redistribution, but like wealth distribution in like particular circles that happens during this election period. And it's usually, it doesn't trickle down much. It does sometimes, like झंडे वाला, printer वाला, etc. They will have employees. They will, उनकी भी चांदी होगी. But 3 महीने के बाद they will not have work also again, which is sad.
Cycle.
Okay, 17 की लाइटें. Last word to you, then I'm going to move on to someone else.
Yeah, so on the electoral bond thing, I was thinking of a solution. कि क्या कर सकते हैं. So maybe we can create a pool, like a thing, जिसमें कि all the companies, they can register themselves and they can donate like a minimum amount रख दो, जिसमें कि वो pool में डालेंगे. वो amount उनको pool में डालना होगा. एंड देन जो ईसी इलेक्टोरल जो अपना कमीशन है वो उसको मनी को जो है वो डिवाइड क्या करेगा, इक्वली करना तो ठीक नहीं है, बिकॉज सम पार्टी इज नेशनल पार्टी, सम इज रीजनल पार्टी, तो उसको बड़ा ज्यादा पैसा चाहिए, तो जो भी एल्गोरिथम वो बनाए सो दैट दे डिवाइड दैट मनी अकॉर्डिंगली. अब इसमें कैप लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो तो क्योंकि एनीवे एवरीबॉडीज मनी इज गेटिंग मिक्स्ड एंड वो आ रहा है ना. तो अब और बट इसमें प्रॉब्लम वही आ जाती है ना, दैट अगेन व्हाई विल एनीबॉडी गिव इन अ पूल एज अ कंपनी, उनको कुछ तो वो इन रिटर्न चाहिए होगा ना.
नहीं, so that's the thing ना, like so when you bring in a corporation which is a nameless, faceless legal entity whose only sole motive is profit, like you know, अरे like people have been making arguments about electoral bonds also ना, अरे उन्होंने खुश होके दिल से दे दिया पार्टी को. I'm like, भाई कंपनी को थोड़ी दिल होता है. What are you talking about? The board members, the people who are shareholders, etc. What deal are you talking about exactly? The company is a legal entity. It is a faceless, made-up entity, which is essentially giving money. Who's only, it's a vehicle for profit maximization, right? Or supposed to be. I mean, if you don't count the.
तो उसके लिए ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हैं कि हम, जैसे कि मेन तो इनका यही होता है, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर एक कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी है तो उसको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट चाहिए, तो हम ऐसा कोई एक रूल बना लेते हैं कि इफ यू डोनेट इन द पूल ओनली देन यू विल बी अलाउड टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट.
The one thing that any let's say a government can do, so you know, like think about it from a larger perspective, right? That why is a company even required to do quid pro quo with governments? Think about that, right? For example, if there was an equal free market, capitalist, well-regulated playing field right now, right? Ideal situation. I'm not saying that it exists anywhere. I'm just saying ideal situation. A company would be essentially fighting on the basis of their products or their services that they're offering. And then based on the products and services they're offering, they would grow. Profitability, etc. How smart the people are while executing their marketing strategies, all the things, management 101, right? Companies and governments aate kahan hai wahan pe? Like, why should the government come in at any point of time as long as it's regulation, right? So, for example, the only way, so regulation हो रहा है. So, for example, if a company is making, I don't know, sex toys, right? And sex toys में like ban लग गया, so like regulation हो गया उस पे. So then the only thing that the government can do is regulate it, which is like तुम अब ये बेच नहीं सकते. So what will the company do to continue their business? They will pay the government, ले लो ना, exception ले लो, maybe change the policy, right? So the moment government steps into the territory of business and regulation and as much control that they want to get, then that is where the possibilities of quid pro quo arise. So shouldn't the government want to minimize that?
बट गवर्नमेंट को एंट्री मारनी पड़ती है, क्योंकि फिर हम वहीं आ जाते हैं ना कि इफ वी हैव एन आइडियल सिचुएशन जहाँ पे ओपन मार्केट है, कंपनीज इक्वली कम्पीट कर रही है, तो वो गवर्नमेंट को फिर मतलब क्यों डोनेट करेंगे, फिर वो
नहीं करेंगे ना. That's my point. That's exactly my point.
उनको पैसा चाहिए फिर भी पार्टीज को, इसीलिए फिर वो कूदते हैं कि हाँ भाई रेगुलेशन लगाओ एंड देन क्विड प्रो क्वो.
So that's why, no, like I mean, if you have like a system of cycle. Exactly. It's like a snake eating its own tail, sort of a thing again. It's a very long discussion, I must say. And this was some very wonderful points that you have raised. But I have to let you go. There are some other people
Yeah, yeah.
also waiting, right?
Thanks for giving
Thanks
me this
Voldemort.
opportunity.
Thanks
Sure, sure,
17
sure.
ki
Thank you.
And
lighte.
by the way, it's 17 की light है.
17 ki lighte. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. It's a Chandigarh context.
Okay.
Chandigarh people will get it.
Okay. 17 ki lighte. Okay.
If you go to Chandigarh, the name is inspired from there. All the cab drivers can easily navigate like this. 17 की लाइटों पे खड़ा हूँ, 32 की लाइटों के नीचे आ जा, like that.
Oh. Oh wow. Okay.
Meghnad, I just had this one point. Like, मेरे दिमाग में like I had this one point, but then you just came up with the stuff that these are faceless legal entities that have been created for the sole purpose of making profit.
Yeah.
Anything that they do is at the end of the day is to make money from the product that they
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So then like my point before this was like like let's just say if like the anonymity of giving money to these political parties, and I was like if at all I'm giving money to some party A and other B party comes into the power next time, right? So they might hold me as like enemy's enemy, enemy's friend is also an enemy kind of situation, right? But then I think that really got cleared up when you said that these are companies which are solely made for the purpose of profit.
Yeah.
So
There
unless
is no
and until-
emotion involved. The one who comes
Yes.
to power will get the money. It is very simple for them. And it's not even anything worth discussing also, because right now the BJP is there. If tomorrow the India Alliance comes, you will see these same people will start giving money to them.
Yes.
There is no loyalty here. How can a company be loyal? It's not. It doesn't have feelings, right?
Yeah, I was trying to give this benefit of the doubt to these companies that they might actually might
Don't stop thinking of corporations as human beings, friends. They're not.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They're not.
That
They
was
don't
the
have
problem that I was
feelings.
facing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you.
Voldemort.
This was a really great conversation. Thank you.
Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, I am going to now take some new people, but before that, let me just look at some chats. To ban anything should also consider who the victim is, otherwise it's a gray area. Regulation, you mean? I was just giving an example. Enable cryptographic verification of donor identities on electoral bonds. Establish a blockchain-based registry managed by a judicial body. Introduce biometric authentication for non-fungibility. Martian coders, I really like how you are thinking about this. I understood almost all of it, I would say. But try explaining this to our policymakers, then we'll see. I don't think we are there yet. I don't think like this concept will fit the bill yet, like open sourcing and blockchaining and all the things. नहीं होने वाला ये. अभी तो नहीं होगा. What are you talking about? I mean, anyway. Mental health break. Yes, I do have to fill my water bottle. So I will be back. Friends who are here, just wait. I'm just going to take I think I'm going to take 3 more after this. Again, I'm going random. I would now basically ask you to maybe see if you want to like pick up any other topic. No compulsion. But I'm just saying if there is anybody else, it would be appreciated. People who want to join in, there is a link here, which is pinned here. You just join and then you will be here. You raise your hand and then I'm picking very randomly, okay? Like, I mean, like just जो भी दिख रहा है, जो भी आ रहा है, ऐसे ही मैं pick कर रहा हूँ. So like there is no order to it right now. So it is a lucky draw. Okay, I'm going to be back in 2-3 minutes. I'm going to play some music while I'm gone. Just पानी भर के आ रहा हूँ actually. Hello again. Hello. I'm back. Okay, let's go to the... Okay, there are a lot more people now. Let's go to P. Gotham. Let's see. Sent the request. P. Gotham, hello. It's not letting you in. Why isn't it letting you in? I don't know. I've like reviewed the thing also. You never read my comment. I read this comment which says that I have never read your comment. RDZ Rahul Das, I have disproved your theory. Hello, P. Gotham. Hello. Hi, can you hear me? Hello? I think microphone is not working. I'll wait for like...
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes. You can hear me, right?
Hey, Meghnad.
Yeah.
Hey, Meghnad. I'm Gautam. I'm from Hyderabad.
Hi.
Hi. So, as far as the topics are concerned, I mean, I maybe am for social justice, but I don't feel very, strongly for it because I belong to your dreaded apolitical slash
So which one?
political agnostic.
Which statement
kind
are
of
you
a group.
going with first?
I'd start with the reservations one because
Okay,
I've heard.
So its reservations are good but need reform. So what is it that you disagree with?
I mean, disagree in the sense, you say reservations are for social justice. I say reservations are more for economic upliftment,
Okay.
which is its primary goal.
Okay, go on.
And some say reservations are for, let's say, more for representation and stuff. But I think you might have heard this sentence pretty often. You see it in American right-wing circles, which I follow very closely. You might have heard that you must create equality of opportunity, but not ensure equality of outcome. Now, when it comes to reservations in educational institutions, I kind of understand because I'm a doctor and I've gone through the very rigorous reservation quotas for general category students. It's very disheartening. So how do you sell social justice to a guy who has, let's say, had the same childhood, went to the same coaching institutions, have written the same exams, and the upper caste person has got 20 marks more, and the so-called OBC people have gotten 20 marks less and has gotten a seat in an institution like AIDS, which was the dream of both of them.
Right. So
do you just pat the guy on the back and say, take it for social justice?
Yeah.
Your ancestors might have done something which are not even responsible, but yeah, that's how stuff works. You're the unfortunate, let's say, victim of inherited guilt. Go ahead, beta. That's how the world works. So how do you sell social justice to such type of people?
Thing is, okay, so I hear you. So essentially, let's look at let's break it down properly, right? So for example, let's say you gave a very difficult exam, a medical exam, and the other person who comes from a less privileged caste also gave the same exam, right? You got 20 marks more. He or she got 20 marks less. What can be the reasons for that?
Like I told you, let's assume. If you've actually been through the counseling process of medical colleges,
generally, I'm just putting a random.
No. I'm not going random. I'm talking specifically about medicine. right? Because
but
that's what I've been exposed to.
my thing is, why do you get 20 marks? Why did you get 20 marks more, and why did that person get 20 marks less? What can be the possible reasons? And you know better, so like that's what I want to hear from you.
And yeah, so I've particularly said we've had almost the same childhoods. We've been trained by the same coaching institutes, right? So if that is the case, obviously I'm at a
But that
either
is your
either
assumption,
number one,
right?
it was my luck.
That is your complete
No, I'm not
assumption.
talking about. Okay, that is a complete assumption. I have live examples I can give you right now
Again, those will be anecdotal
among my
examples,
peers.
but my thing is
Now again,
in a
see
ceteris
that you're trying
paribus.
to strawman.
Huh?
You're trying to strawman it. I don't think it's just. I mean, I've heard another
Okay, so
the guy before.
okay, let me put it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me put it in a different way. Okay, is it a possibility that your house and your conditions, because of your privilege, were better than the person who is from a lower caste and lower tribe? Is there a possibility, like probability wise? Do you think, just looking around you, there will be a disparity? Just house conditions.
I don't think so. Like I said,
of rooms.
we've had almost the same backgrounds.
Again, I'm talking about probability as it exists in the society around us, right? You are giving me like a zabardasti anecdotal example saying that, oh, we come from equal backgrounds. No, I'm saying look at probability, look at things around you and the environment. Tell me, probability wise,
So
your
let the guys-
background as a general category person versus someone who is from a Adivasi background, home conditions. Like, do you think there is more probability of home conditions being very different?
So you're basically discrediting the hard work of that person
No, I'm
based on
not.
a
No, I'm
historical
not.
probability.
No. That's not my point. My point is that if you, for example, had a better condition at home, which is essentially you had better food, nutrition, just nutrition, just your diet was better, right? It will make your brain work better, right? As opposed to the person who was not having such a great diet, or the atmosphere of your house was more conducive
Okay,
to
look,
studying
I
than
understand all
that
these
person.
arguments. This KG level arguments, let's go on something more nuanced.
KG level arguments you're
Right.
calling this?
Yeah, I mean, these are done and dusted. I mean, these have been repeated
So
hundreds of times.
okay, let me
Listen to the
hear me
same.
out. Hear me out. So when you're saying that you're giving me like this anecdotal example of being on an equal field and hard work and all this, those have been also done and dusted. मैंने तो 1000 बार सुने ये arguments, बहुत लोगों से सुने,
Okay.
मेरे खुद के लोगों से सुने.
Look, I don't understand anything much, but anyways.
Okay.
So you've had a guy who's talked about NEET, right? So I've been through the NEET exam. So I'll give you a proper, I mean, the stuff I've been through. He's been talking about a percentage of upper caste students competing for a percentage of general seats. I mean, if you look at it in the terms of percentages, you might find it skewed.
Okay.
But you look at it from the perspective of absolute numbers, it tells you a much different story.
Okay.
So the amount of general category students competing for the number of general category seats is still extremely skewed.
Which is higher, is what you're saying.
I mean, the number of general category students are extremely high because general category
Why is
includes
that?
the upper caste people,
No, why is
the
that?
backward caste people, the SCs and STs also, all included. All inclusive.
Why is that? Like, tell me. So you're saying that the number of people who are fighting for like the same general caste category, why are there more people there than, let's say, a lower caste, like SC, ST, OBC quota?
No. You've misunderstood my statement. Each and everyone is eligible for that general category seats.
True.
Everyone.
Okay, fair enough. My bad. Go on. Yeah.
So, and I think you also mentioned that 8% of SASTs have actually, let's say, taken seats in general category. Right? So, that SC/ST person or the OBC person, let's say, he has access to his reservation of seats. Plus, he can now creep into the general category of seats, which are extremely low in number, despite the general category students being extremely high in number.
Okay.
Right? And here's a kicker, right? Let's say this 8% of seats which have been occupied by SC/STs, and let's say X percentage of seats have been occupied by OBCs, and the rest of them are taken by general category or whatever. Let's say that SC/ST person decides to leave that seat and go to another college. Do you know who that seat goes to?
SC/ST person?
Exactly. So he has permanently lost access to that general seat, even though the previous SC/ST person has left that seat due to some or other reason. So in this highly skewed, I mean, when it is completely against a person who has done everything by the books, through no fault of his own, has gotten a goodish score. Might not be the topmost score, but he has gotten enough just to creep through a seat, but couldn't get that because of so and so X and X factors.
Okay.
How do you pat his back and say, "Beta, social justice"?
But it is about social justice. I mean, I will. So essentially,
don't you think? So don't you think this is a problem? In selling social justice, you are selling a brand of retributive justice, but not restorative justice.
No, it's not, because honestly,
You're creating more. Yeah, go ahead,
no.
please.
Honestly, so when you're looking at essentially arguments like this, I am not entirely sure how this seat division happens, honestly. Like, I have Acharya telling me one thing and you're also telling me. I'm a little confused at the moment, so you know better. I mean, I'm honestly giving you that credit that because you've gone through the system, you definitely know better, right? If it is unfair, I would also say that maybe there are some problems there which we need to look at. Honestly, I'm not the person who is going to give you an answer for this, because honestly, I haven't studied the system as much as even you have or Acharya Prashant has, right? So point number one. The second point which I was trying to make was about social justice, right? So the basic concept of reservation, if we can just agree with that a little bit first, right? You are saying that it is, you don't agree with social justice, you agree with economic disparity, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you say that...
I mean, not that I don't agree. I think it is a moot point. I mean, the whole caste discrimination angle, even though I have been a victim of it, I don't take it very seriously. Right? I don't believe in victimization. It's basically the mindset.
That's fine. I mean, like, you have essentially like rationalized it for yourself, is what you're telling me.
I don't. And I'm the better for it.
No, that's fine. Like, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I understand that. Acharya Christopher, I'm sorry. Like, I said some other name. Anyway, what was I coming to? Yeah. So social justice, right? So like, my thing is, like, I do not agree that economic disparity needs to be a particular criteria when deciding per se reservation policy, right? What I mean by that is, essentially, if there is a socio-economic caste census done today, right, we will get good data on caste-wise, essentially, socio-economic situation of people around India according to their caste identity, place in the social hierarchy and power structure and identity according to that, right? So we will know if the current reservation policy has been good, has it reached the people it has supposed to, do we need to do some reforms, especially like in things like exams, which you are pointing out, right? For that, we need data. The second thing is, the reason why we need to do this is because if for thousands of years, I know I'm using the same argument. You will say that ये argument बहुत बार सुना है. For thousands of years, there is a particular caste which has been discriminated based on identity, and there is the job of a solid democracy is to uplift them. That is social justice, right? There needs to be justice given where there is none. So essentially, the thing is, as we pointed out
Should it be
earlier,
retributive?
also. No. Just a second. Let me complete. As it was pointed out earlier, also the identity doesn't go away, right? Even if you get wealth, the identity is not erased. The wealthy Dalit person will still be more likely to be discriminated against than the wealthy upper caste person. Do you
So
agree with that?
discriminated in what way exactly? So
Discriminated in
discriminated in what
public.
way? Again,
Discriminated in public.
discriminated for what exactly?
For drinking water, if you go to any village, they will not let you have the same water from the same glass, from the same well. They will not let you get on a horse because that is only the domain of an upper caste person. That your wealth won't matter
Okay,
then.
right, great. I mean, yes, this I have heard, but I've not seen much. But anyways, let's say
There are news articles about this which are very regular.
yes. I mean, yes, probably. But let's say I'm again, like I told you, I'm not going around, broadly. I mean, I'm not able to cover all aspects of social life and society because, anyways, I'm not a humanities student, so I don't think that way. So when it comes to medicine, again, I'm
अच्छा एक
very much
क्वेश्चन पूछना
concentrating
था
on
सॉरी
medicine.
सॉरी गौतम बिफोर यू गो देयर एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था हैव यू फेस्ड एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ कास्ट डिस्क्रिमिनेशन
Yes,
हाउ वेयर
I think it was during my. I mean, there is a 11th and 12th in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. There is a thing called intermediate first year and second year. So during intermediate first year, second year, when you're actually preparing for your NEET exam, I've been to Andhra. Telangana is not that casteist, but Andhra is extremely casteist. So if you actually go, and based on them, there's a lot of groups. I found it weird in the beginning. I found it extremely offensive, but later I kind of found my group of kind of broad-minded individuals and went through it.
But
Right?
that was so you were excluded from a group and that was
That was not
discrimination?
traumatic for me.
What
Yes, but I did not feel traumatic. I did not.
it was not
I did not
traumatizing
feel
for you.
traumatized by that.
Yeah, it was not like someone like refused to drink from the same glass because of your caste. Like you were not humiliated.
I mean, because that I did not feel humiliated because I know there are some realities that happen, and most of them and they are okay, how should I frame it?
But
They
so Gautam, like
I would consider them. Okay, let's say. Okay, I'm going to reveal my caste. Let's say I'm a Yadav. Right? I'm not Dalit. I'm FIS. So in Telugu, they're called Gololu. So what do Yadavas do? They basically herd sheep. Right? So
Yeah.
they and there are another caste called Kurmas. No, I think Yadavas used to herd cows and Kurmas used to herd sheep.
right.
So in the north, the perception of Yadavas is completely different. In the south, the perception of Yadavas is something different. Okay,
True,
we do
true.
not have huge number of Yadavas.
True.
So I have faced caste discrimination regarding that, but I did not take it because I have pretty well
So like
educated
again,
parents.
when I say you have faced caste discrimination based on that, has someone called you a slur? Has someone basically said that you are a sheep herder or whatever? Like we did in a very casteist, humiliating way in public or in private also. Did that happen to you?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, it's only during internship, not
Acha.
internship. Sorry, during intermediate, yes.
Oh, someone did call you that.
Yes, I
How did it
believe so.
feel?
It felt bad for a moment, but then I basically ignored it.
But it did feel bad, no? You felt humiliated?
Yeah, I did feel that. Of course, yes.
Yeah. So
But I'm
now
not going to let that be a part of my personality.
no. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, right? Like you had you basically got over it because you also had the privilege to get over it, right? If someone like so
What does that
this
mean?
happened, no, I'll tell you. If that happened to you once, imagine this happening to someone 10 times in their lifetime. Will they be able to forget this?
Probably not.
No. So then the likelihood of someone from a lower caste having faced discrimination like this 10 times worse than you is more. Just generationally, right? Generationally. It
Okay,
is more.
so if you're going to quantify victimization this much, is that, don't you think that will be more of a detriment to
victimization नहीं
humanity?
friend no victimization की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I'm trying to say lived experiences. Your lived experiences versus someone else's lived experiences based on your identities will be completely different. What I'm trying to say is that it would be nice if you are also empathetic to the lived experiences of someone who doesn't share the same privileged identity that you do. Is that a wrong thing to say?
But I don't have to feel guilty for it. I don't think anyone has to carry guilt
Friend,
for it.
again, I'm not trying to guilt you. Okay, listen, Gautam, honestly, like
Isn't that what
no.
wants basically?
Listen, if you have been able to get over a caste discrimination incident where you felt humiliation, you should be able to get over the guilt also. I don't think it is a guilty thing to at all. Like, for example, I appreciate the fact that you have worked hard to get into the medical profession. You have given the same exam that everybody does. You have worked hard, etc. What I'm asking is, why do you lack the empathy for other people who might not have had the same privilege or the background or the wherewithal to do what you do as you are right now? Like, I'm talking about empathy. I'm not talking about you feel guilty about it. That's not what I'm coming to.
So the question is why? Why should I feel empathetic?
Because they are also fellow human beings who do not come from the same background as you do and do face a lot of discrimination than you do.
Why should I not empathize with upper caste people?
No, you should empathize
who
with
have faced lot of,
everyone.
they have, you know the term systemic
So again,
discrimination.
if you are at this point of time telling me why should I not empathize with upper caste people, it is exactly the reason why reservations need to exist, because you are empathizing with only upper caste people and their problems. अब lower caste people and उनके problems को कोई empathize नहीं कर रहा है, right?
No, I'm not empathizing with anyone. I'm just giving an example.
No, but your
I'm not
example
empathizing with
also, your example, the return example you gave
my
me.
example.
Huh.
No, my example, because you don't usually get people giving this example because your echo chamber is completely different, right?
Huh, sure. Yes, it is.
So the example I've given you is a probability. Why should I empathize with X if I do not empathize with Y?
But you should, though.
Why? That's a question. Why can't I look out for myself?
Are you just asking me as a human being why you should empathize with other human beings?
But you're asking me to selectively empathize with people. Selectively empathize with a particular group.
I've been throughout saying that you have to be empathetic to everyone. I'm just saying that, you can't just be empathetic to one select group of people which belongs to your own caste. You should be empathetic equally to people who belong to lower castes also. You should understand their struggles. You should understand their generational trauma.
Exactly.
So,
if I have to feel empathetic for people of a quote-unquote lower caste, why can't I empathize with the people of the upper caste as well?
No, I'm saying that, friend. See, what does empathy mean, right? Empathy means you understand different points of view. You are able to put yourself in their shoes and then try to figure out what is the viewpoint that they are coming from, which also explains what actions they are taking in the real world, right? Empathy? Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So then if you are putting yourself in the shoes of an upper caste person, that's easy for you because you are also an upper caste person. You come from a certain background. So it is easy for you to, let's say, put yourself in the shoes of your cousin because they have the more or less same, upbringing. So it's easy to empathize that way. I'm saying that the same empathy that you have for someone who is like your cousin or someone else, you can have the same empathy for the person who got 20 marks less than you in an exam that both of you gave. Why
don't
is
you
that
think that
such
empathy
a
is
wrong
pretty
thing?
difficult? No, why don't you think having that empathy is extremely difficult when you don't get into your dream institution?
Look,
with a person 20 marks lower than you getting in that institution.
again,
Again, it comes back to my initial. If you work as hard, getting the required marks to qualify, but you're still not able to qualify, how do you swallow that and just say, beta, social justice? That's it.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I said that if there is an
That's what I'm
incorrect,
saying.
no, so I feel like I should counter that by saying that like essentially if there is implementation errors happening in the exam system where there is this ये percentage वो percentage ये unfair हो रहा है SC का seat जनरल का सीट SC को जा रहा है etc. all of those things, those are kinks that we need to figure out and solve, right? There is a bigger problem than that, which is basically how were these reservations given to different people, essentially how were certain communities included in OBC, SC, ST. That is a policy problem as well, where I pointed out earlier, vote bank politics also plays a role, right? And there is an even larger problem than that, which is essentially we don't have any data which will actually prove any of this. तो reform करना है तो data चाहिए, and we can talk endlessly, friend. We can genuinely, Gautam, we can spend all night. I will argue social justice with you. You can argue merit with me. You can argue economic benefits with me. But at the same time, all we can do is have anecdotal back and forth. I feel like that is not the way to do this.
But in the reality, on the ground, it is this. It is this. Let's say, again, the same example. That person has gotten into AIMS, MBBS. Let's say MBBS. Through that same SC/ST reservation or OBC reservation, he might have gotten his PG in another institution. Let's say post PGI Chandigarh or at the same AIMS Delhi, because and if you actually do your MBBS in JIPMER, you have like 30% reservation for JIPMER students who have done MBBS in JIPMER. They get like 30% seats. So a lot of people.
You're again going into the seat details and everything. These are all systems that I don't understand personally. So I cannot come on the same level as you and argue about this, honestly.
Yeah. So it is pretty easy to look at, from a distance and throughout platitudes and rhetoric.
But that is exactly what you are also doing right now.
I'm giving you specific examples on pertaining to a very specific field.
But you are giving
showing
me
you the
like
reality
your
on
field.
ground.
So I am also like telling you my experiences of going on the ground as a reporter, interacting with people, reading, researching, going through laws, reports, etc. That is my profession. So I'm also
Megha,
coming from that perspective.
Yeah, which field of vocation is most affected by reservations? It is medicine.
Most affected by reservations. Okay, that I don't have an answer for.
It actually decides which college you get into, what job you take in government. It decides the roster points. It decides your fate, essentially. Right? You have no way else to go. So if you want to know the intricacies of reservation, there will be no better area than medical admissions and
fair point.
Getting jobs to government colleges.
Fair
point.
Fair point.
Government jobs.
I'll take a look at it. Fair point. I think next time I'll be more prepared because I will talk to a few people, honestly. Like Gautam, I mean, you do have a point that if there are problems in the seat allocation or like, the ways it was allocated and, it feels unfair to you and it needs to be talked about. Absolutely. I just don't agree with your point about reservation being an economic issue. I say that it is a social justice issue. That is the only thing we disagree with, honestly. And it is a very basic thing.
I mean, not think, but let's assume. And he has gotten seats in all,
Gautam,
top proper institutions.
I have to stop you because I have to also take other people
now.
We have gone through the cycles, but
sure,
I really
I'll just have one small criticism. One small criticism. It's not personal.
Okay.
I wish I do watch your content regularly, even though I disagree with a lot. Yeah. But I wish you could engage with more opposing voices.
Yeah, I am engaging with you.
Space.
I am engaging
I
with
mean,
you.
on the YouTube space, I'm not a YouTuber, so
No. That's fine. Again, look, listen. I like Gautam. I absolutely hear this pretty much all the time. Like, so if you look at like Jay Sai Deepak ka video reaction video that I did, वहाँ पे तुझे like literally
okay, but that
80%
was
of the
again.
comments are essentially, oh, why don't you debate with him directly, or why don't you debate with like people with your opposing ideologies, etc. The thing I'm trying to do here is that I'm trying to disagree, but also on my platform, which is where I can control the flow of the conversation, right? Like, for example, you and me are talking calmly. No shouting has happened throughout the night. We've been doing this for like what, almost 3 hours now. So it's like an environment that I control. If someone comes in this environment and wants to talk to me, they are very welcome. I don't want to go outside this and go to their environment and like do the things that they do on a regular basis, which is scream and shout, which I don't like.
I mean, Jay Sai Deepak, or let's say Kushal Behra, or there are a lot of, let's say, non-left commentators, who are very, upright, and I don't
Sure.
think they would
My simple answer to that is I don't want to
antagonize
reach.
you just for the
Yeah, I understand. And
antagonize.
my simple answer is that I don't want to reach out to them.
I mean, yeah, I actually remember you were hosting an IBM podcast episode of something. I think I was the one who posed that question.
Yeah.
Why don't
And
you debate?
honestly,
And you said,
it's not like I haven't earlier in my life. Like I have done it many times as a reporter, as someone who wanted to get like people in the podcast, or like someone else who has like opposing views to mine. I've done a lot, Ray. I've tried a lot. After a point, you have to realize that you try really hard, but nobody else is trying from that side also. So it's okay. I can do this in my own. If somebody stumbles here and wants to disagree with me in my own environment where I can control, like you, for example, you're more than welcome. I appreciate you for coming here and talking to me.
"Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing I
Thanks.
keep making your content, and
Yeah.
hope you get more
Yeah.
people who
Thank you.
challenge
Yes. Thank you,
your
friend.
perceptions.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you.
Absolutely. Bye. Okay. Let's take Mihir has been waiting for a while. Let's take Mihir. Hello, Mihir. Hi. Hello. I'm taking new members. Yeah. Katara, I'm taking new members. Learned doctor says I don't empathize with anyone. That should be the end of all debate. Jyotiranjan, he didn't really say that. He asked why should I empathize. So I mean, to be completely fair to him, I think that is what he was trying to say. To sum up this guy's argument, I'm bitter because I feel that I deserved better than someone because they scored less marks at an exam. Yes, Jam, that's generally the argument. But you should appreciate the fact that like he was trying to come and argue, and he placed his worldview. I placed mine. The audience can take what they want from it, honestly. Okay, so this is not happening. I think one has dropped out. So I will take... Harshvardhan has been trying for a while. So I'm going to take Harshvardhan, I think. Harshvardhan? Hey. Hello. Your mic is not working. I'll wait for a bit. We need more people like Dr. Gautam. He's opposing and being humble at the same time. Precisely. He was talking nicely. You can decide topic upfront and call multiple people at a time. I did try that. Like, I mean, I got 2 people. Let me just... the topic nahi bolna hai mujhe. I'm just going to call people as they come in. Harshvardhan ka mic is off. So, let me see... Let's take Shashi. Shashi has been waiting for a while, and Shashi is not exactly a new person, but I will talk to Shashi. Hi, Shashi. Hello. Shashi is also not audible. Privileged kids is more accurate. Sohail, I have been reading your chat, friend. You don't need to be this. How do I put it? Mean? Yeah, you've been calling us like retarded and all the things I've been seeing. That was you, right, Sohail? Rude and mean. Yes. I've been seeing that. It's not very nice, friend. If you want attention, I'm giving you attention. But try to be nice, maybe. Maybe like a human. Like this one. What's his name again? Sohail. If you come on this and you put your camera on, will you be able to say these same things to me? Will you be able to face with your face there, my face there? Would you able to use this language to me and to Gotham maybe? Like Gotham and me at the same place, and you're coming and you're calling us names. Will you be able to do that? No, you won't be. Or if you can, sure, try it. Okay, Shashi is not able to talk also, so let's take Electron Sony. Your nuanced drag. Can I be put on? Okay, after this, I will put you on beneath. Hello, Electron Sony. Can you hear me? Electron Sony is not able to. Electron Sony. Hello. Arey, what is this, guys? It's okay. I mean, it's the first time, so your mic might not be adjusted and test nahi kiya hoga. So it's okay. I'll wait for a few seconds more. Till then, let me call. The new members ke liye, I think, guys, you need to figure out your mic. Nuanced rage, right? Let me get this person also. Let's see. Hello. Nuanced rage. Migu Baba, you used to be on Clubhouse too, forgot all those aggressive debates. Oh my god, Clubhouse was such a frat house. My god, that was horrible. Nuanced rage का भी सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है. Is this it's not a me problem because we just had Gotham talking to me. And you guys can hear me, right? Guys, wait. Harshvardhan requested to speak. Nuanced rage is here. Electron Sony को तो लेके आए. I'm not sure, guys. Nuanced rage, are you able to hear me? You should have asked how many Dalit doctors are in the National Medical Commission, how many are appointed in AIIMS and other top hospitals. That's a very good point, Atharva. Yeah, thank you for the support, friend, but that's a very decent point. Electron Sony, I can see you muting and unmuting. Let me just try. I think Satvik ko le lete. Satvik is a familiar face. Hi, Satvik. Can you also not talk? Or is this... is this a me thing then? Oh, okay. I think something is off. No, Satvik, you're on and off. I'm not sure what is happening. Just a second. My mic is fine. I'm just exiting and coming back, okay? Can I not disconnect? Do you want to end the stage? No, just disconnect quietly. Okay. Join stage. I want to speak on stage. Hello. 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 Sorry guys, tech issues. I can't. Nope, Satvik, Electron, I still can't hear you. Can we try Hito also? If it's a problem from Discord, it's a problem from Discord. Then that's not. Yeah, I think Satvik and Hito not being able to speak is a issue. Awaiting endpoint. Something is happening here only. We are waiting to connect for you. If your connection gets stuck, we may experience region outage. Okay. Friends, there is, I think, a region outage in Discord only. That's why it's not happening. Unfortunate. We will have to do this again. So sorry. Tech errors. Not like a deliberate thing. You can see it happening. यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है region outage. So friends, I will end the stage here then. We waited for a bit, it's not happening, but we will do this again. If you like this format, please do leave a like, please do leave a comment, and please do say yes, we want more. Can't open this server on Discord. Yeah, people haven't been able to join a lot of things, so unfortunate. It's okay, friends, we did go through a bunch of people. We will try to do this again later. Okay, bye. We will do this again. Yeah, tech errors, friends, tech errors. होता रहता है. It was fun. Yes, I agree. It was fun. I think it was a very interesting bunch of debates. But yeah, a little disappointed that nobody came for simulation. And nobody, matlab, like, I mean, there might be people, I just didn't get to talk to them, or coalition. Lots of reservation. Universal basic income वाले तो बहुत थे पहले. Like that day when I was talking, maybe I think sample size करके लिया, इसलिए मैंने ऐसे ही उठा लिया. Yeah, other than that was great. Very sad, was really hoping to talk to you and your community. Abhineet, please try again next time. I will do this again, don't worry. I will make this a little bit of a regular format, so don't worry, we can talk again. I'll try to see what is up with Discord also meanwhile. Okay. Discord crash करवा दिया पापा. Exactly. Reservation is good till you are giving to poor who needs it, to giving reservations to person who has everything, money, power, but because of his caste he gets those seats. It's bad. It's till you are giving poor. Okay. Kind of cliche comment, but 2 months ago I was an ignorant piece of S student. I mean, I had political opinions, but I understand a lot more now. Hey Fitz, thank you so much, much appreciated. Also, friends, in case you haven't already seen it, let me pull it up for you before I go. I have done new format, new video. It is called Entire Political Science. Where did it go? Yeah. So this is Entire Political Science, and this is the mental health break part. But this is Entire Political Science, and please do like this. Please do like this video. I do want to do more of this kind of video going forward. which is larger, which is more perspective. Like the next one that I'm doing probably will be on democracy. So please do like this, because I want to make more of this. And if the algorithm picks it up, then it's happy times. And also, if you want to support this in whatever way you want, please do consider that, and it would be much appreciated. And also watch it. You will like it, I feel like, and leave comments. But yeah, okay, chalo, bye, friends. I will see you on Monday for our regular news stream. Okay. This was a nice debate night. Bye-bye.